Klingons all of a sudden.
Welcome in, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Apparently, we're all Klingons now.
Undecided, to be honest.
Undecided. You regretting missing last week?
I go away for 1 week.
And shit hits the fan.
And this is what I come back to.
It always happens. It happened last time as well.
Actually, yeah, it did. So, you're not allowed to have any more weeks off, Wes.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, this is your fault then.
Yeah.
You just gave Crush a get out of jail free card. I hope you're happy with yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Okay, I'll just quickly write this down. Anytime Wes is away, throw spanners in everybody's works.
Yep. Do the stupidest things we can think of.
Sounds like a plan. Split the party, such a great idea. But yeah, welcome in, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well this evening. We're back again for another Friday night D&D session. Looking forward to seeing what happens this week after the cliffhanger we left it on last week. But we'll quickly introduce everybody. We've got a awesome DM, Sab, who just keeps coming back for punishment.
Which we just figured out he's into that kind of thing.
We have good friend and mod Az.
Hey guys.
We have a good friend, Mr. Wes.
Greetings.
He's actually back this week. And
undecided about next week.
Yeah, whether you want to come back after this week. So twitch.tv/AverageGamerWes for him. We have Shay.
Howdy.
Twitch.tv/ShadyHD for him. Awesome fella. We have our good friend Pred.
I need a Twitch handle.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I have to shout at everybody, and I don't have to for you.
And I can't shout out them in the channel because they're not in the channel to shout out.
Awesome. Well, I'm here. I'm ready to go.
What's your Twitch, Brett?
My Twitch?
AM Predator.
I don't do
Twitch. Twitch.tv/AM Predator. He doesn't stream, but go follow him.
I watch Wes and I watch Shay. That's it.
Quick, everyone, go follow him. Then he has to stream.
Actually, I've
been
getting
we're rating your channel after
random
this.
Follow the last month. Random bots following me.
Oh, you'd be up to about 190 followers. With
I don't even stream.
Around.
And they're coming and following.
You'll have more followers than me.
My last one was Destroyer Yurt. What a lad. What a
interesting.
That's me.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's Wick's alt account. And then we have Woots, friend and runner of Wheaton Forge.
Hello.
Which, as has already got the whole link in chat for everybody who's interested. Great gaming accessories, dice accessories that Wes is so nicely showing to everyone right now.
Yeah.
Empty box.
Hand model too.
Yeah, apparently I have very nice nails.
Does the hand come with the box?
It can. For a premium.
Jeez.
It's a bit calloused at the moment. I don't know if you'd want it.
Working hands are good hands.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yep. Yeah.
They be working all right.
Working on nothing. Alright, well, to do a recap of what happened last week, we're having Az do the recap this week, so off you go. Oh no, we're doing introductions first, or?
We're going to do the recap, then introduce characters.
Yeah, we're doing recap.
Oh God, who's running this show?
I don't know.
Apparently a dog.
Oh, you were, Wes.
It's the one that's running around in the background of Sirenscape here.
Yeah.
Bad dog. No.
Goes.
Down.
Down dog. Good position. Stretches your hamstrings and calves.
Oh, Wes.
He's got the spray bottle.
We're gonna have to like just make a Hoardy jail or something here.
I'm talking about yoga.
Sure.
You guys are the worst.
Haven't even started yet.
You haven't even told Shay all the nonsense you were talking about him before he got here either. About how tired he is.
No, that was Az. Then we'll leave that off stream, shall we?
Might be wise. As if you want to go ahead with the recap.
Alrighty. We started off last week with returning to the keep after investigating the mill, which was a bit of a shambles. We had a long rest. Vizok went out to face a half-dragon behemoth that wanted to have a challenger worthy of attacking so that he could then remove himself from town and release the prisoners. We then discussed payment for what we had already done. We've got our payments given to us. During our long rest, Ilandir revealed that he has dragon heritage somewhere, and Rhapsody revealed that she has stolen children, kidnapped children, that she's looking for.
That sounds like you kidnapped children.
I was going to say, hold on.
You kidnapped the children? You have said children that were
honest,
kidnapped.
open discussion.
All of a sudden we find out there's
There was
just
no
a room
judgment.
somewhere as owns and she's got 38 kids in there.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'll reword it then. Rhapsody revealed that she has 2 children that were kidnapped
Not by her.
from her. From her.
Not by her.
Not by her, from her.
Right, okay, got it. Cool. Glad we cleared that up.
We spoke to the governor, and he requested that we find where the horde of cultists are, what they're doing, and why they're doing it. That would be given 250 gold each as a reward. We were also pointed in the direction of another person who we were asked to go and find his brother, who happens to be a human
Master.
monk.
Master.
Oh, master. Okay. Yep, I missed that bit. I thought it was brother. Oh,
Well,
The
they
brother
call
was
each other
going to
brother.
get payment or something.
They call each other brother in the monk brotherhood thing, so that's why it gets confusing.
that's
Oh,
probably
so
what
they're
it is.
like bros.
Brother master.
Right. No, I got you. Makes sense.
Alrighty. We set off and we found a camp that had some acolytes and kobolds in it. We rolled some boulders over the acolytes and killed a few of them. And killed a few and killed. Basically, ended up killing everything there fairly quickly. We then followed along and found a larger group, which we then followed to find the main camp. They've gone in, we've sort of watched from outside until a group called out from behind us asking what we were doing. Somebody made up a story about looking for them and they didn't believe it, but they just kept walking in. While we stalled to decide what we were going to do, Grung entered the camp in rat form to gather some information. Ilandir got a little bit grumpy and decided to walk off alone and managed to get himself captured and taken into the camp. And that is where we found ourselves left off last week. Deciding what we're going to do, whether we're going to bother going in and trying to rescue Ilandir or just wander back to the town and let them know what happened.
Whether we're going to bother.
Yeah.
Wait, or is this when?
Infiltrator.
Is this when we find out that it was all part of Ilandir's plan?
Yeah.
And he's
sounds-
meant to get captured because he's got this big, massive thing that's going to happen because he's infiltrated the camp now and he can hit the switch and something major is going to happen.
Yeah.
The one thing that I did miss out is that the person that we're looking for is in the camp.
Tied up next to
Ilandir
me.
has also been taken into, and both are set to be executed at sun up.
Well, that's
It is
convenient.
Currently
Playing spot.
late afternoon, I think.
Sundown.
Uh-huh.
Late afternoon.
Well,
Right.
because Ilandir had already lit a fire, so it's probably just after dark.
Just after dark.
It's
Hmm.
late afternoon, depending on what time of the year you're looking at.
Probably more early evening.
Oh, wait. Did they
And
wait?
is it daylight savings?
Semantics.
Yeah, I was just going to say, have they
no,
no camp for daylight
no,
savings at the
no.
camp? Or...
Daytime.
My fantasy world, daylight savings doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Daylight savings is stupid and doesn't exist.
Wow.
I've actually got daylight spendings, I think you'll find.
Didn't think Visok had a sense of humor.
That was not in Visok's voice. That was not Visok.
Oh,
Clearly.
Yep.
trolls.
I mean, I don't have one either.
So what now?
We go get Ilndir, right?
Well, you're not here yet, are you?
What's that?
I think I ride in on a dragon. That's how it works.
Oh yeah, where's that? Did you make friends with that thing you had a duel with, Shay? Or
He
Not
did
quite.
not.
oh,
You got the crap beaten out of him, and then he walked away.
It
Right.
cheated, I think you'll find, by breathing lightning when it asked for a duel by combat. So, you know,
Just saying.
just saying.
All fun and games
Oh,
when someone
dear.
brings the lightning.
oh boy,
We believed in you.
oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, I got all the prisoners free.
Well, there's two more.
Should have sent the frog,
Does-
man. He can turn into a rat or a crocodile. You can't touch
Technically,
it.
there's more than 2. There's actually 8 prisoners down there.
Yeah, but who cares about the other 6?
Someone will.
Man makes a compelling argument.
Although there
Good.
could be. Maybe there's, instead of just letting everything die or killing everything like we normally do, we might find something interesting in it.
I'll be back in just a second. Keep going, I can hear.
Okay.
Oh,
actually
I was gonna
is.
say-
Hopefully we
I was gonna
can't hear
start
him.
talking about him.
I was gonna say he's gone. He's actually gone, like in the game.
Yeah, well, oof.
Well, that's the thing. I'm just
Yeah,
sitting here
I'm
quietly because I'm literally tied up to a stake, gagged at the moment,
That's
so
the
I can
rule.
say jack shit.
Okay, so I think just for the RP, so I think Crush, you need to go and sit in the corner of the room and wait.
And just wait. Just go,
Just so-
guys,
Shove it
can I
in your
come
mouth.
back yet?
Okay, so we're going to start off with Brad and Wes, Scratch and Vernon.
Sounds like a
team.
good idea.
Sure thing.
So you can catch up and. So,
I'm gonna do my stretches. Oh.
okay.
Right, get your stretches.
So you use
Slap those
hung,
wigs.
hung back in the city for a little bit after everyone else had left. You, for whatever reason, decided to not quite follow straight away. After waiting probably 2-3 hours, you set off in the direction that the governor had pointed you that everyone else had gone. The tracks are easy to follow, and you make good time because you figure if anything is encountered along the way, the others before you would have probably dealt with it. Roll me perception check to see how well you follow the tracks. And you, Pred.
Perception. 20. 17 plus 3.
I got an 11.
Okay. It's easy enough. You see that there's big ruts in the ground whereabouts it looks like something is being hauled along. So you can follow it easy enough.
Stupid Goliath. This way.
Okay, bird.
Huh?
You got
Yes,
the
it's
wrong
paying
Goliath,
off.
man.
After a little bit of travel, you see that the road sort of splits off. Which way do you go? One sort of goes off to the side. Then it looks like there's lesser sort of footprints that way, and the other way sort of continues with the main track.
I would like to see if I can identify any of the footprints as Goliath footprints.
Go for it. Roll an investigation. Fred can as well if he
Oh,
wants
fuck's sake.
No?
Probably don't worry about it.
12.
12, that's better. Investigation, 6.
And we never saw them again.
And they
Hey, we
walk straight
might-
into the camp and get captured themselves.
Or we find this castle we're supposed to get to at a later point.
Railroad you that way, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking for Goliath footprints. Apparently,
So
I'm going to follow horse footprints instead.
You sort of suspect that some of these heavier footprints leading off to the side might be your friend Visox.
Which way?
Which-
Did those ones?
They
Goliath
sort of
ones
veered
go?
off. They veered off. They didn't stay in the straight line.
Veered off. Okay. Buffhead. They went this way.
All right, little bird.
You continue traveling for about 10 minutes, and in the distance, you see a little dip in some smoke appearing.
Oh, which idiot lit a fire?
You roll perception to see what you see.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. Good. Yep.
18?
Scratch is having
How
a great
bad?
night.
Was that a natural one?
Yep.
Ah, nice.
Yep.
So you barely see the smoke.
What?
Visok, on the other hand, sees some dead
Wait,
bodies that have been crushed by boulders.
Visok or Vernon?
Visok. Oh, Vernon, sorry.
Vernon.
Good point.
Visok teleports back and goes, "Hey guys."
No.
They all
With
look
the
the
same fucking two Goliaths with the same freaking initial for the first name.
Yeah, who would have thought?
It's almost as if they planned it.
Yeah.
Our picture's different.
One of them would have been better if one was Visok and the other one was Vishu.
Oh, don't give us ideas.
You know that's
Yeah.
happening next campaign now, don't
Ready,
you?
your character name?
See what I
I'll
did
go
there?
fucking Matt Mercer on you. Fucking hell.
See what I did there?
Vex and Vax from fucking campaign 1.
Ah, dear.
How can we torture the DM more?
So I can torture you back later on, yeah.
What have you seen?
Antagonize him.
Goliath?
Currently tied up and bound and gagged, Crush. Don't push it.
What more do you want?
Give it to me harder, come on.
Waterboarding sex, is it?
You're about to find out why he's called the Bad Dragon.
Jesus Christ.
What does Vernon see?
That actually, the Bad Dragon.
What does Vernon see?
Could be my new OnlyFans account handle.
Okay.
So what's that? 20 minutes in, we haven't even started yet.
Technically, we
Oh,
have
we've
started. It took
We've
8
started.
minutes.
I've rolled a 2 and a nat 1.
So Vernon sees some humanoid bodies crushed by boulders that have smashed into the camp, and they saw dead kobolds.
Looks like Visok's handiwork.
What happened here, stupid Goliath?
I think our team has dealt with some unsavory characters.
Find them.
I am finding them. I rolled an 18. What more do you want, bird?
Where are they?
In the direction of the 18.
The 18.
18.
18!
We must follow.
Yep.
But be stealthy.
Yep.
Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
Well, technically, he's not in plate, he's in chain, so
I got this.
no one has played it, plate and mail yet. So, you're going to continue part through the camp and go on?
Yes.
Roll an investigation check to see if you can pick up the track from where they exited.
Here we go. We're back on now.
17.
20.
Okay, you just find the track easy enough, and you just follow it for another 2 hours, slowly making your way towards where eventually you come across the borders where you can see smoke, a lot more smoke rising in the distance.
A lot more smoke.
A lot more like
Multiple sources of
Multiple
smoke.
fires.
Okay, multiple sources. Okay.
Might be the enemy camp we were sent
We
to
must-
investigate.
We must be cautious.
I don't think you've learnt that phrase yet, Bird.
27 years old. Sure, I'm sure I've heard someone say we must be cautious.
I saw you walk straight at a mill, unstealthily. So,
I was following orders.
Just
To a
following
T.
orders. I was just following orders.
That's all I was doing. I was just
All right.
following orders.
I'll preface every order with, you must be cautious.
Yes,
to the
please.
mill. Yep,
That's a
I
good
got
idea.
your back.
Then I'll just walk in a straight line to it, but with stealth.
Cautiously.
Cautiously.
So he's stealthing towards this, or
I will, just because I'm a coward and I'm a bird.
okay?
I will also stealth.
Yeah, roll stealth. Stealth rolls.
How many fires do we see?
Numerous. So roll perception check to see what you see as well.
Okay, perception check first is a 15 and a 3, so 18.
18. You see numerous sources. It's probably too many to actually properly count.
Okay.
General
and stealth-
question: is this happening like?
They're catching up to you.
No, but yeah, but like time-wise, is this happening at the
Use
same time as our actions were happening, or
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
partly, yes.
See, they're probably
Better.
arriving about the same time, or a little bit behind when Rung
Which goes
actually
in.
comes out of the. Once he on his way out,
Pretty much.
right?
of-
Okay,
yeah, as a rat.
That's pretty much what
just
I was
asking because we would probably figure that as they were following, we should be nearer to the first, like, direction to meet them, kind of thing.
which is where you were. So
Right.
you hadn't really.
So
moved too far.
okay, so I rolled 18 for perception. So what do I see?
You see multiple sources for the smoke, and you see the tips of a couple of towers that are rising off in the distance. And,
Okay.
and it dips down into the earth. You see a couple of tents.
Okay. Vernon, camp. Large
Indeed.
camp.
Very
Must be.
large camp.
Must be careful. And 18 plus 7, 25 for stealth.
Were you rolling a stealth check?
Yeah, I got an 11.
Okay. You think he's being stealthy enough to blend in with the surroundings?
Let's be honest, I know I'm being stealthy enough.
That's simple. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
It's chainmail. Chainmail doesn't go to ching.
Just sort of,
Like,
sort of
That's because I don't know what sound to make. I'm just making some noise.
Well, you've got time. You're tied up, so go and Google it.
Yeah,
and
go Google
listen-
what
listen-
sound
watch some
is
YouTube
chainmail.
videos while
Cash
you wait,
register?
and you catch up. You'll be fine. Okay. Okay.
that
Going
dog's
in large
back.
camp.
Okay,
Down, Fido.
Looks like a large camp. We must be
And
careful.
nearing the camp, I can hear dogs.
at this point, Roots, Shay, as you can roll perceptions,
Perception.
and so can you and Wes Wes as well. Actually, see if you
What do
can
you
find each
perceive,
other.
Crusher?
I got a dirty 20.
11.
7.
22.
I'm too focused on being stealthy right now.
I got a 6.
Okay, so between who was it? Was Fred and Az? You eventually sort of see each other off in the distance. I'm assuming you're
I
going to meet up.
wave.
I was gonna say, come on!
Stare at each other.
It's
Lull
like,
in fucking
"Come on."
silence as you stand across each other, staring into the gully.
Just-
Someone's going to register in a minute. Any minute now.
Apparently they fled.
Scratch, this way. I can see the half elf.
No, you can't see the hell.
No, you can't see the half elf.
He's the only one you can't see.
He's the only one you can't see.
Half me. It's half something.
Alright.
I have no idea how we get
You're-
ourselves into such strange situations. It's baffles me.
Sorry,
Chances are you're actually probably seeing Vizok, but I've noticed you coming towards us where he hasn't.
I mean, I was very perceptive, 22.
You get X-ray vision through the tents and see.
So you all eventually
You've seen the
managed
others?
to catch up.
Yes. Finally together.
Hello.
Fill in, scratch and
wrong.
burn on everything that's happened since they were gone.
Welcome back.
Quite a conundrum they've gotten themselves into, brother.
The princess has been captured by mercenaries?
Duh.
You indeed are gone.
Where did Scratch learn that?
We must rescue the princess.
You have written that one down to keep for later, haven't you?
Is he talking about the elf?
The
Princess.
sorcerer. We may have had a conversation on the way over.
Ah, I see.
She is being held captive in the
outcomes.
mercenary camp.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
Also, there is something maybe in that cave. They take a meat into the cave.
Meat into the cave. How much meat did they take in?
Good
Wait.
amount.
And was it dried meats?
No.
Dried meats.
Did you get a look, Grung, when you went on your reconnaissance?
Did not go into the cave.
Don't know if it's prisoners, laborers, hunting animals, or a giant dragon.
He saw a lot of guards at the entrance.
Oh my
Grung
God.
did see the dragon lady too, didn't he?
No,
No.
no, he didn't see
No,
it.
okay.
She was the one who interrogated Elandir.
But I
Where
assume technically
exactly
we wouldn't know that, would we?
Where exactly is the sorcerer held?
Alright, so whereabouts are we now? Are we on this map at all?
Yous were off to the. Whereabouts were yous? Yous were over here
I'll
somewhere?
switch to it.
Right at the top there.
Somewhere like that, weren't you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember. I think it was somewhere around that way.
It was up that direction-ish
A
area.
bit further out, I think.
So if you look at the big overview map, I think we were sort of more out, like to this corner
Yeah,
edge
yous
here.
were out further. So,
Right, okay.
yeah, it's very confusing.
That and the fact that 3 blocks is 100 feet. It's
Yeah.
massive.
Oh wow.
It's a big camp.
Like
Yeah, wow.
it's almost the camp almost looks like it's bigger than what the town was that we were at.
But it's not.
Mm.
But by the scale of it, it should be, but it's not.
The scale of these things is fantastic.
Yeah. And this is an official map.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So if we have to go into combat, this could be interesting.
Besieging force needs to be bigger.
The defending force would be much bigger.
Hmm.
So, yous have all grouped up together. Yous all met. Everyone's back together except for Ilandir, who is still bound and gagged in the camp.
Okay.
What are yous gonna do? Crush, can you deafen yourself for a few minutes?
Sure.
So you don't know what's happening.
You
So
should have
you
just like,
can't.
not said anything. It would have been the same reaction. Like, same result.
All right,
Right.
just send me a message. You want me to undeafen?
No worries.
Bye bye.
Actually, I
Uh-huh,
can't
so
because then
this is-
Strain can't hear anything. So sorry.
Take off your headset.
Oh.
Take your headphones off.
All right.
Pull the power out of them.
Just talk to chat, mate.
What
So
are we going
what's your
to do?
plan?
Fuck, he looks weird without headphones on. Really. I think I've
Yeah,
never seen him without headphones on.
me neither.
I have, honestly. I have. He's got that little thing
They look
over
like
his
that?
head from his
Yeah.
headphones band in his hair.
Just permanently. Mm.
He
Yep,
looks a bit like
yep.
his character actually now.
He does.
Needs his rich blue robe.
I can actually hear you with the headset off. So screw you guys.
What are these cliffs like? The rock face. Is it
They're
scalable?
150 feet down.
150 feet.
Handholds to
Mm.
scale or not?
Grung, how many men?
Yes. Hundreds.
Hundreds of men.
Hundreds.
Too many.
And the other thing that we were told about the area that you may have missed out on is that the area at the back where the cave is the highest point of the cave
Yeah,
of the area,
yeah.
and then it's lower down towards where we are.
Yeah, it slopes. It goes backwards. So it starts off not as deep and then it goes deeper as it goes backwards. I forgot about that myself.
Okay.
I'll just be back in a few minutes, guys. I just got to do a hospital-related thing. Be happy.
No worries.
Mhm.
Hammer, crowbar. Okay.
Any plans?
What do you want to do?
Okay.
How
Rescue.
long
Rescue
is a
best.
coil of rope?
Rescue best at night.
Rope.
The last group that went in seemed to recognize us, but not recognize us. They seemed to assume we were one of them, and were wondering what we were doing out here and not in camp. Perhaps maybe we could just walk in.
Deception. At this point, I pull my pitons out of my bag to show the group.
You can climb.
Mm-hmm.
You can climb. What did they exactly say when you met them, Rhapsody? On the road, they just assumed you were raiders or foragers or...
They called out to us and said, "What are you doing?" What? Basically just insinuated that we were not in camp where they would have expected us to be, with everybody else having returned already.
I see. Is the camp organized, Grung? Or is it rather disorganized?
Yeah.
It was disorganized, slowly getting organized when Grung went through.
Seems to be all sorts of people.
All sorts of people.
Not. Yes.
I'm all
Yeah.
for Rhapsody's plan then. We'll just walk in and collect our wayward sorcerer.
Will they let us take Melinda?
I'm sure they won't even notice he's gone. I didn't.
I mean, they may have noticed that if he disappears, because it'll be quiet. He won't be constantly talking.
Maybe.
What about
If we get questioned, I mean, I'm a mercenary by trade. I can just tell them I'm a mercenary. What would we say about a frog and a little bird?
Grung can be anything?
Grung can be anything, that is true.
From your observation of watching the camp through the day, you know that all types of humanoids have been going in the camp.
Even Grungs?
Well, Grung's not so. Grungs and Kenku are like the exception. There's very few of them around in general. So,
Can always say they're our pets.
What about half elves?
Maybe a show.
half elves are not that dissimilar. No, they're
There's
around.
been half
Rhapsody's a
elves
bard.
around there.
I think it was established that
It's a
when
mixture of all races.
that it was a mixture, and that's where our confusion came last time, was that we hadn't understood that it was humanoids in general as
Not
opposed
just
to
humans.
just humans.
Yeah, it's humanoids, so it's
human variants.
Hmm.
there's a mixture of Goliaths, there's orcs, there's halflings, there's half elves,
Excellent.
there's
Do they have
the only real things that aren't really there are like the
uniforms?
bestial animals like the grungs and the kenku and the tiger people and that sort of stuff.
Perhaps-
organized cultist
perhaps like
uniforms,
old-
or is it free
Sorry?
for all, whatever anyone's wearing?
From what Grung would have seen, it was a bit of a mixture. There was mercenaries in their own gear. There was some cultists in robes and that.
Some free for all, some uniform. Bit of both.
Perhaps like old plan. Scratch, pretend prisoner.
Scratch, pretend, prisoner. I don't remember that plan. Are you our prisoner, Scratch?
Pretend.
Pretend. Yes. Alright, that works for me.
What about
What would you
decoy?
like, Grung?
Scratch, Howler, and Clang.
What
Do
about
this. Do this in
decoy?
class.
Ilandir.
Decoy Ilandir. I can cast message and tell him to kick up a ruckus, but that would draw people to him, make it harder for him to rescue.
No, decoy.
Oh, the spell.
When we take Ilandir, we replace him
With a
with
fake
decoy.
Ilandir.
Fake Ilandir. Yes.
Yeah. I like your thinking.
I
Where do
could
we get a
do
fake?
a minor illusion of him.
How long will that give us? Long enough to get out of the camp?
10 minutes, isn't it?
One
It works.
Hello?
1 minute.
Oh,
1 minute.
well,
1 minute's
What
enough,
about-
right? We just
But
need
that
to
being
get
said, it's a
the-
cantrip, and I can do it for I can
you can do it every minute, but it's also
every
only
minute.
a 30-foot range.
Yeah.
Unless you want to hang around casting it. That's alright. A minute's better than nothing. I can also cast bonfire on their tents. That's a distraction.
Chaos.
Chaos. Confusion. We can make this work.
And they have him bound. I could use my mage hand to unbind him.
Find him. Nice.
Oh, yeah, because you would have seen that he didn't have his weapons on him when he got taken in.
Mm-hmm.
Grung can also maybe chew through the rope if needed.
Grung can do anything. That's my opinion. His army knife.
Scratch,
only.
Scratch psychic whispers can communicate.
Yeah, I can whisper too. Nice. We got radio comms. We're good to go. All right.
He's got all the missing tools you didn't have last
Yeah.
campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Do
What
we
could
like-
go wrong?
What about
Must be sneaky.
what about our other Goliath though? Everybody saw him fight, right? He'd be a celebrity. How many people fight a dragon? Should we leave him at the front door?
Some people may have seen him. Maybe not everyone.
I don't know. I only watched the VOD, but there was like a whole bunch of kobold there, right? That were watching the fight.
Couple of
There's
dozen.
about 20 of
Yeah.
them.
But
Yep.
not
Oh,
everyone.
Not that many. Yeah, the camp's huge, right?
Yep.
That'll be fine then. All right.
I could also produce an unseen servant that can do stuff for an hour. I can basically tell it to do simple tasks. So I could tell it to cause distraction at
Could
an
light fires
area
as well.
away from.
If it lights fires in the tent and I cast a bonfire on another tent.
Yeah, or the fact that it's an unseen servant. I could have it cause havoc over in a corner away from us.
Steal their food. Their dried meats.
Havoc and fire.
That
Grung
works.
does not like dried meats. Grung only likes beans.
Eggs. Cannibal.
So you got your plan?
Think so.
Scratch can mimic voices.
Is everyone happy with that plan? Apart from the other Goliath. This will just be happy if we chop something's head off on the way out.
So, what is plan?
We're going to walk in the front door. We're going to find the sorcerer. We're going to use Mage Hand to release him. We're going to cast a minor illusion. We just send Rhapsody at this stage. Cast an illusion in his place. Then, sorry, I forgot the name of your spell. Servant? Something.
Unseen servant.
Servant's going to cause havoc on one side of the camp. I'm going to cast a big bonfire on another side. And we're going to walk out. And if we get in trouble, we got a grung.
And which tent
Oh, God.
mercenaries holding the princess?
He's tied up on a stake next to the other dude tied up on a
So
stake.
we're just going to take him and walk out.
But so just jumping back, I mean, do we actually know where he is in the camp?
Grung
Grung
saw
knows,
it.
right?
Grung knows
Don't
where he
know.
is.
Okay, cool.
Grung sees all.
Well,
Well, Grung knows where the elf is. He doesn't know where... The monkeys doesn't know where Ilandir is.
yeah, it would make sense that they would take him to the same place they're holding their other prisoner.
Yeah. To the prisoner spot.
This is where they tie up the prisoners, I think.
We'll
Okay.
go there. We'll
So
go.
that's your
That
plan?
works. That's the plan.
That's the plan.
What Scratch do?
Scratch, stay with me. Scratch may need to get stabby.
Should Grung stay Grung or something
Uh,
else?
You can turn into something else if you want to scout. Otherwise, just stay. Can you talk as a rat, or are you a rat? Are you actually a rat?
He's actually a rat.
Yeah.
Actually, a rat. Yeah, I think the only way you would then be able to communicate with him in his animal form is if you have the
Speak to animals.
beast speak or speak to animals sort of spells.
You have another option for that as well now.
Yeah. Where's this thing?
Where's his psionic?
So
fucking-
yeah, so I'll just quickly read you the ability. As an action, choose up to 2 creatures you can see, and then roll sonic and blah, blah, blah. For a number of hours equal to the number rolled, the chosen creatures can speak telepathically with you, and you can speak telepathically with them as long as you are within 1 mile. Creatures don't need to speak a common language to understand each other.
Yep.
Well, if you cast that on yourself and Grung, or do you get the benefit of it?
So I get the benefit of it. So I can telepathically
others?
speak with 2 other creatures.
If you cast it on Vernon and Grung, I can cast message on Rhapsody, and we can all talk.
Message only lasts for so long.
Yeah, but it's a cantrip, right? So I can just keep spamming it.
Once every minute, yeah.
Is message only one way though?
No, it's both.
They can reply to this message.
Right, so it goes out and back once.
Yeah, this is the one that we had with Crusher about.
Yeah.
You whisper.
Sure.
which
So
I'm doing.
mine will be active for
Yeah,
a
yours
few
will
hours
be
depending on what I roll.
So you get 6 seconds to say what you're going to say.
And you verbally have to speak it.
Whisper.
Whisper.
Yeah. Message?
It's like a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, sure. Whereas mine's telepathic, so we don't have to make any noise.
Sweet.
So that's your plan?
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Go
Call
and
him
Crusher
back.
back.
Crusher!
Okay, so do you want me to cast that?
Well, hello.
That would have to be fucking weird sitting there like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
I took the time to do some typing up things and that kind of thing. So
He's so
Yeah.
productive.
take
Contemplating
advantage of what I
life.
can. Contemplating
Elon
going, why did I put myself in this situation?
Like Elon Musk using every spare second of the day.
Oh, 5-minute intervals in his diary. Go.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm being instructed to cast Psychic Whispers now.
I'm going to pause use right there.
Pausing us.
Yep. Because I'm going to flick the Crusher at this point.
Okay.
Ooh.
Do we all have to take our headphones off?
No.
Yes, feel what it's like, bitches.
Just so Crush can feel better.
Okay, so Crusher, you're Ilandir, you're currently tied up, gagged to a post in the center of the camp
Yep.
with the guy. What was his name? Leosin.
Leosin? There's a
next
guy
to
named
you.
Leosin on the map.
That's him.
Good eyes there, Wes.
From
Leosin.
what
Grung sees all.
from what you can see, he's been worked over a bit. Bit of blood caked to his face, and he's hanging a bit limply in the chains. He looks over at you with swollen, bloodshot eyes that are swelling shut. What are you doing here? Oh, that's right. You tried to give her a lip, didn't you? Did you really have a death sentence so desperately? You can try and get rid of it if you really
You know,
want.
if you were really dedicated to
just
the
done this
RP, you
before.
would have gone and gagged yourself. all that time you had, you should have gagged yourself.
Do you have a sock?
Where's your feather suit, Wes?
This is close enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty sure I have an egg around here somewhere.
Eat
feel
bad.
Yeah, I'll try and spit the gag out.
Roll a strength or strength or dexterity.
A tongue strength check.
I'm gonna go dexterity on that.
Try and work it out. Try, yeah.
Acrobatics.
That would be 19.
19.
Ilandir is good with his tongue.
The amount of shit he's been talking, you'd think so.
Yeah, he's fucking got a silver tongue. Come on.
So after a bit of work, you manage to, after a number of minutes, manage to loosen the gag and manage to get it removed from your mouth. It's still hanging like around your chin and that, but you've been able to free yourself to talk. So it's tied from around the back behind you, so it's still in your face.
Yeah. I was like, who the fuck was wearing that sock? And like, I'm trying to like spit out just like grit that's in the sock and just trying to clean. Or whatever it was.
You don't want to know.
Whatever it was, I'm like, what the fuck was what? Oh, I had to try something to get my way out of this. You don't happen to be a monk, do you?
I am, yes.
You're like, I'm a bit groggy from fucking just feeling ill from this whatever was in my mouth. Yeah. Somebody sent us to look for you. I guess I found you.
That you have. Was it my young protege who sent you?
Yes, that'd be the one. Apparently you have knowledge on this cult that could be of use.
Indeed,
Actually,
I have learned
is
much.
any guards, like, are they far enough away that we can have this conversation in private, or?
You can whisper if you try to. Or they might try. They might overhear you, but see what
Alright,
happens.
so yeah. We're whispering low so we don't attract the notice of the guards, or hope not to anyway.
Yeah, you're fine for now.
There's a group out there, but I don't know if they saw me got captured. We might be in a pickle. Anyway, you can loosen your bindings?
Not at the moment, no. They are holding too strong for me, and they worked me over too much to struggle too much more.
How much are the guards looking at me right now? Are they
Looking for a
kind
little bit.
They are looking?
They're-
Okay.
They're sort of back and forth, just sort of checking to make sure people are actually still there. They're not 100% constant, but they're often enough that you can't quite judge how often they're coming in.
Alright. I look at the monk and go, I'm guessing my bindings are too tight that I can't attempt to...
Your hands that are bound behind you to the pole.
Could I get my
Chance.
hand at an angle where I could face it upwards?
And you could try if you want to. Roll in athletics to see if you can wiggle your hand enough
Wiggle
around
hand.
in the bindings.
Alright. That would be a 19 again.
19. You managed to get it mostly, you think, pointing upwards.
Think pointing upwards.
hmm You can't tell which way your hand really is. You've lost most of your feeling in your hand from it being bound behind you.
Yep.
So you're hoping it's pointing upwards.
Hoping it's pointing upwards.
If you're going to try and do anything, wait till later in the night.
Yes, I'm thinking of options of what I can do. I'm trying to think of a way. Perhaps I can get a message to my group to know that where I am.
Well, that would be handy.
Then we can both hopefully they'll come down and save us, though I don't hold much hope.
At this point, one of the guards turned around. Shut up, you two! And you, how'd you get that out? He comes up and stuffs the rag back in your mouth. And Leoson's also gagged. I hate high rolls for this sort of stuff.
Did they take everything off me?
They took all your weapons that were obvious off you. You're still in your armor.
Still, mama. Okay. Still my robe.
Yep. It's like they stripped you naked and put you in the camp.
Yep.
Not yet, anyway.
No. That's all you're going to try for the moment?
For the moment, I'm going to wait until later in the night to see if I can do anything.
Okay. Going back to the others. When did you want to enact your plan?
We should wait for nightfall.
You said they
what
were
did I miss?
slowly reorganizing, though.
Yeah, Shay's back now as well, so...
Yeah.
Sorry, I nodded off for a second. Was someone saying something?
We have a plan.
We must
Oh.
rescue the princess.
Yes, princess. Da.
So when he's going to try...
It's already nightfall, isn't it? You were saying?
Yeah, by this time it's probably 9:30 at night. By the time everyone
darkness.
caught up and you just
The
had your
darkness
discussion.
is our friend.
I say we enter now. If we get pulled over and questioned, we ran into trouble along the way and we dealt with it.
Worked.
Yes, we must
Who will do the
save
talking
India.
if we do get pulled over? I am many things, but I am not charismatic.
I've been known to possess the occasional charm. Or I can bash heads if they don't listen, you know. It works either way.
Now that I can do.
I could be fairly persuasive if need be.
Scratch can mimic voices.
Scratch,
No.
stay with me.
Not Grung, no.
Can't
Scratch follow Vernon.
No. Grung also with me.
I'm
Alright.
guessing Visok is also going to go with you.
I mean, he can go with Rhapsody if he wants. I'm going with Rhapsody too, so...
Okay.
I go wherever people tell me.
Follow the bard.
Solid plan. Solid
No.
plan.
We have
Okay.
a bard.
I think I might wild shape to a rat again. Because Grungs would be super obvious. Given that they're so rare in this area.
Shall
Davis.
shall
I mean,
Scratch
They
cast
ride
Psychic
dragons,
Whisper?
man. They should be really numerous around here.
This one does, yes.
Shall Scratch cast Psychic Whisper?
Somebody
for it.
better tell him.
Is this a rhetorical question?
He's asking for orders.
Cast Psychic Whisper.
With who?
Don't forget, his character isn't very creative, so he has to wait for orders.
Grung and Vernon.
Okay. Grung and Vernon. Roll a 6, so it'll be active for 6 hours. Ripper.
And I get to listen to orders for the next 6 hours.
I'll crawl up on Vernon's shoulder.
I look at Vernon and telepathically say, "Is this thing on? Can you hear me?"
Wow, you're so much more articulate, Scratch.
Mm.
This is amazing.
Mm. Bird brain.
Yeah. Let's go.
This plan worries me, Vernon.
Do we just...
Lose as.
Oh no.
Yeah, I just got a text. PC auto restarted.
Oh,
Oops.
Windows update. Yay!
Windows update. Yep. So the camera's gonna look weird and wonky for a few minutes because I'm not gonna reset it.
Hey, where's
You're up,
where's
man.
sharing
You're
a screen?
talking to me now. Fucking
Woots,
hell.
you can just see Woots' eyes. Hey, Wes. Bye, Wes.
Where do I need to go? I was going to say.
Hey,
I was going to say
Wes.
before when we were just in Discord before. I was going to say, your camera angle makes you look really short, Woots. It just got worse.
Grung is very short, only 3 foot.
Alright, we're back, guys. We got Az back. Yay!
Yay!
So we rescued Az. Now we've got to go and rescue someone else.
Good old Windows update just automatically doing a restart. Gotta love it.
Right, then
Microsoft
we all look
wins.
good on stream now. Everyone's in their own boxes.
Yeah, we actually look
Everyone's
decent
back
again.
in
We're
the
not.
jail.
I was enjoying sharing a box with you, Wes.
Oh, settle down, big fella.
Illander, not big guy.
I get confused sometimes with the fact that you've walked into a stupid situation.
All right, let's pick it up.
Yeah, so where were we?
Where were we?
Yous were about to start walking, I'm guessing, towards the camp.
So I now have telepathic communication back and forth with Vernon and Grung. So don't
For the
forget
next
that.
6 hours.
6 hours worth of it.
You're just getting these stray thoughts coming through.
I am atop of Vernon's shoulder. As a Grung in rat form.
Alrighty.
I look over at Vernon and go, "Brother, we have matching," and point at the little rat that's on my shoulder as well. The imitation rat.
I forgot about that one still being there.
I wave to the other rat.
Grung?
No, like as Grung was coming back, I saw a rat and mistook it for Grung, and then picked it up and made it my friend. And then Grung appeared out of nowhere.
Have you
But
named
now I
it?
have a rat friend. Have I named it? Oh,
Yeah.
No.
Splinter.
Frank. Yes, I
It
have
has to be
Frank.
Splinter, surely.
Grung 2.
Splinter?
Oh no.
What?
Oh,
Wait.
no.
No.
Just pretend that didn't
No.
happen and continue with the plan.
What?
Moving on.
So yous are
On to where?
approaching. You're approaching the camp.
Yep.
So as you approach the camp, you see a number of guards milling about the entrance, holding lanterns. Some of them holding lanterns and standing near the watchtower. How are you proceeding?
I see them. I see them holding a lantern, so I pull out my lantern and pretend to be like them.
You're not playing to be a prisoner?
No one told me that was what we were going to do.
Okay. That party plan out the window.
Yep. I'm just walking in, but I do have my hood and everything on like normal, so.
They might mistake you for something else.
Well, if we're lucky, you might be mistaken as a halfling. Like, I'm a halfling and I'm walking in with you. We're
Yeah,
about the same size-ish.
Yeah.
Or a goblin. Or a gnome.
Just ignore the
go.
feathers.
Still a mercenary. Perhaps. Vernon, telepathically, Vernon, this plan makes me nervous.
It's fine.
Like,
fine.
all of this plan makes me nervous.
If
I'm
you say so.
responsible
keep
for most of it.
You can't hear this. This is telepathy.
Scratch, tell them I said we got this.
Vernon Grung is very confident.
I know, I heard him.
No,
No, you don't hear grunt.
you don't
Oh.
hear Grung. I can. It's me that goes back and forth to the both of you. You
Oh,
can't
no.
talk to each other.
You're the medium of exchange? Oh, God.
I'm in the middle.
Excellent.
Use a
Zok
pro-
and myself are just left out.
Okay, Grung. Which way to the prisoners?
I'll sort of point with my rat nose in the rough direction.
You can just talk to me telepathically.
And I lead.
It's like, how can any of us see that?
She's on my shoulder.
This is the whole
follow
point.
where
The
where
whole
rat
point of
nose
psychic
is pointing.
whispers, Grung.
I'm like a rat compass.
Rat compass.
A rat
Go.
compass!
I follow the rat compass.
You can just tell me. We're speaking
Lead the way.
telepathically, Grung.
Oh yes, I forgot.
It's okay. Don't be scared.
Follow the way my nose is pointing.
I've never heard Scratch sound so exasperated before. Telepathic
what-
Scratch is a different beast.
This is what really goes on inside my head.
Telepathic Scratch sounds depressed.
Okay, here we go again.
All these years, no one
wait a minute,
think
so,
I'd
like-
understand you.
Rat Scratch is where right now?
On Vernon's shoulder.
You're on Vernon's shoulder. Okay, perfect.
I'm Grung, not Scratch.
Rat scratch.
Rat Grung.
My rat is called Scritch.
You
I
are
can
allowed to
understand
scratch
how
me,
it would be
however.
confused.
Okay. Vernon, follow. Follow Grung's nose.
I will follow Grung's nose. This way, Rhapsody.
You managed to get past the guards without incident. They don't recognize you and don't really question why you're back so late. You
While we're walking, can I perception check just to see if I notice anything
go for it.
noteworthy or
idea.
interesting as we walk?
I will
Go for
also perception check.
Me too.
It's a good one.
Whoever wants to roll perceptions, go for it.
No, that's a good one. 19.
Grung will use rat perception and smell for things.
Ratception.
I got 11.
You get bonus smelly stuff, don't you?
Yes.
19 for Scratch.
Cocked.
Illidy got a dirty 20. He could see his post.
17 for Grung. Grung rat.
So between yous, you convey Grung that you notice that there's not quite as many guards around as when you first came through earlier. There's actually quite a few. Seems you can still, from your smelling, know that there's still a lot around. They're just not visible at the moment. So there is a few there's a few people hanging out by fires eating, and a handful of guards that seem to be starting to head out to do patrols. But for the most part, there's not much activity really happening.
Not quite as busy as last time.
Excellent.
Telepathically to Grung, could they be sleeping?
Possible, or maybe outside of the camp, or
Well, no,
Not
you
sure.
smell. No, from your smelling, you know they're still around.
oh,
So you,
then yes, they could be sleeping
Mm,
or
Ver-
performing other activities, perhaps.
what can you smell, Grung?
Oh no.
Man flesh.
Vernon,
must
they seem to
find-
be.
Elindir.
Many of them seem to be preoccupied, Vernon.
That's good news for us.
We must be
Go
fast.
smoother. I agree.
Rhapsody. This whole telepathic thing makes me feel fairly left out of conversation.
I agree, but not having to listen to their prattle may make it easier to actually see what's going on around us.
I cannot argue with logic.
okay. So you just passed the first watchtower now.
Oh God, we're only all the way back here. So what? We're about here.
Yeah, roughly. Give or take.
Scratch, tell Vernon I left the present on his shoulder for him.
Is it egg?
You could say that.
Vernon, check your shoulder.
I can already smell it.
Eat when feel bad.
Oh no, don't eat. Don't eat that
Don't
one.
eat.
You can't hear that.
You didn't hear me say that.
Definitely do not eat that one.
Oh dear.
So he's going to continue inside the camp, unimpeded
Yeah.
for the moment.
Grung, how much further with the prisoners?
Oh, a little bit. Keep going.
What time of night is it by the time all this is happening?
About 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Do I
Right.
notice from my post, like, are any guards going to sleep or anything? Or...
You've had a change of guards on the prisoners. That's about it.
Okay, right.
Grung, on many rescue missions that myself and my brothers took part in, a scout up ahead was always handy.
You can try
Okay.
and break free of your gag again if you want, Crush.
Yeah, I'll try. So that was a
Perhaps
dexterity check, wasn't it?
Perhaps in rat form with
9.
telepathic communication, you could scout up
holding
ahead.
fast.
I could. What do the others say?
Vernon, perhaps
Yes,
it would be
Grung.
handy if Grung could scout up ahead in rat form and relay to me any information, so we are not caught by surprise.
Sure, he can do that. Or you can do it.
I am not as inconspicuous as a rat.
So you keep on walking as you're holding this conversation.
Yes, we're still
Yeah, we're
slowly,
still
we're
walking.
still trudging normally as we're
Yeah.
back and forth talking.
Sauntering, if you will.
Like we
Meandering.
own the camp.
So,
Are we there yet?
What do you think, Vernon?
What do I think about what?
Do we notice
That's
anything
yeah.
while we're walking? Any comings or goings or odd
You know.
behaviors? Or
you notice that some guards are leaving the camp, and some other groups are leaving as well at different points.
Making
there's
our
some coming
task
back as well.
easier.
is anyone like looking at us weirdly or
That's what you notice. So far.
becoming alarmed by our presence?
That's what you've noticed at the moment.
Okay.
If Grung
Keep
is
going.
happy to scout forward, he can scout forward. Otherwise, he can crap on my shoulder again.
Vernon, perhaps you could ask Rhapsody
Hmm?
and Visok what they think.
About Rat Scout.
Yes.
Okay. You could ask them too.
Much easier if you do it. You speak more freely than me.
Vernon turns to Visok and Rhapsody.
Chinese whispers. Grung says, should I go? Pass it on.
Crash wants to know if we think Grung scouting ahead in rat form is a good idea, or if he should stay with the group.
Gretch wants to know if Grung should scout in rat form.
Yes. I know it's unusual. All we hear is orders normally, but he actually talks more with telepathy.
Oh.
Makes you wonder why he doesn't use it all the time.
I only just learnt it last night.
He only learned it last night.
Wonderful. I will send my new friend Scritch with Grung. They can be rat scouts together.
Did you just say you named your rat Scratch?
Scritch.
Scritch and Scratch.
Now we got Scritch and Scratch.
Wonderful plan. I love it.
I think it's a fair plan.
Rhapsody?
Is Scritch a male or a female?
I don't know.
What happens in Redfall stays in Redfall.
Scratch, they both agree with your plan.
Okay.
Grung, everybody thinks it's a good idea. Perhaps you could...
But you would have actually heard them saying that it was a good idea, so...
Oh, true. He's on there.
I have ears.
You make a point.
This is hard to keep track of.
Okay.
So many layers of conversation. Would we be about here by now?
Probably.
I will go.
Feel free to come along, Grung and Vernon, if you wanted to not sit up on that mountain.
I
to
just
you
want to
guys.
go here, man.
Charge!
I will crawl down off Vernon and proceed.
What is your movement speed as a rat?
100
As a
run.
rat, 20 feet.
So you're actually slower than the rest of the group in rat form.
Depends if they're walking or running or what.
I just casually stroll past Grung as he's scurrying along the floor and continue towards the prisoner area.
Wait,
Grung's
hold
like
on.
walking really slowly.
Vernon, can you just throw him?
I could throw him. Ratapult.
Do it.
Oh my god.
No, don't do it. Actually, don't do it. I only have 1 hit point.
After what you left on my shoulder.
Just smacks into the one window and transforms back into a Grung.
It transforms as he's through the air.
The air deals 1 point of damage.
Climb back up here, little Grung. Let's continue.
The G-forces alone.
Very well. Did not account for my small rat feet.
That's alright. You can
Please
do
continue.
an ostrich
Alright.
later.
It's like we're just gonna keep on walking.
I hope Grung finds Elendir.
How often can I retry to get my gag out?
Try again now. And use it a little bit further.
New
in so you
guards. They wouldn't
Yeah,
have
that
known
ain't
to
coming
spread it
out.
right?
Right. Yeah, they got told by the person in charge that these prisoners would be watched and to be left as they are. So they saw the gag in there, they're leaving the gag in there.
Didn't he spit the gag out?
Yeah, and
They
then
got put back
the guards saw him
Okay.
talking with Lewis and they both got gagged.
Aha.
It's 3 squares is 100 feet, right? Was that?
We're not going to go too much by that, so
Okay,
Just
I'm
move
just
forward
wondering
further.
about message, casting it on Ilandir.
what's the range on message?
120 feet.
Oh, you're a bit too far out still. You can
Okay.
try, but you don't know how far away he is, so
Yeah,
you could
yeah.
try.
You gotta have a general location for that too, and they don't.
Well,
I know where you are. You're
they have an idea from what
Okay.
Grogan would have told him in rat form.
So I cast message on Ilandir and get nothing back. So we've still got a
Taking
while
my
to
job
go.
from me.
No, so I guess we just keep on walking.
Yes.
So just let me know when I can attempt to get out again.
You just keep on walking. You just keep on seeing little spots where there's some kobolds and mercenaries and acolytes and that are milling about campfires eating. Try again now, Crush.
Just act natural.
Alright, that'd be a 6.
That gag ain't coming out.
Get the gag out!
Are we still headed in the right direction, Grung?
He's
Yes.
playing with the rat.
Oh.
Sorry, I was busy
They're elsewhere.
leaving another present.
Ooh.
I was going to say, Grung, stop looking at Screech.
Well, that is one very attractive rat. We'll see what happens.
Tail of two rats.
Anyway, we must go this way.
What way is this way? At
What's
the
that?
10th floor?
Backwards?
Are we going
Backwards about 600 feet.
right or down of the tent? Mr. Grung?
We need to go down.
You can try again now, Crush.
Come on. Okay, that's a 20. Dirty 20.
Yeah, and Leoson's also managed to spit his out. Wow, that was unpleasant. They really don't like you talking, do they?
No, I think I may have pissed off the dragon lady. So is there... Sorry.
Go on.
I was gonna say, is there, like, still smoke in that around?
From the campfires and that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now they've got the
You
gag
can't
out.
necessarily see it all that well against the black night now.
Yeah.
With the flickering flames, you see little bits and pieces flying around.
And so it's about 10 o'clock.
Probably after that now. Probably about 20 past 10 now. By the
20
time
past 10.
they've come through this far into the camp. And you've managed to get the gag free.
Are the guards looking my direction currently?
Roll a perception check to see if the guard's looking at you. See if you can tell if the guards are looking at you.
19.
19, to the best of your knowledge, there's no guards currently watching you intently.
I would like to cast Prestidigitation from my hand behind my back that's facing upwards to cast a puff of smoke, but it has a deep blue tint to it.
Okay.
So it's like a sensory, just like it lifts up from behind me, just like a relative, not like a huge puff, but like enough that hopefully if somebody is looking around the base or around in the area, we'll see this puff of very different smoke to the rest of it with a like deep blue tint to it.
Okay. Okay.
And straight away,
As
as soon as I do it, I straight up like close my hands and like pretend nothing's going on.
Okay. What are your passive perceptions?
11.
11.
9.
13.
14. As a rat.
14 as a rat.
Damn. That's observant.
Passive perception, like wisdom, and which one?
It
Wisdom,
should say.
intelligence.
should say
It'll be in
over-
your second box down on the
Yeah,
left-hand
left-hand
side.
side.
Oh, left.
Oh, okay. Yep. 13 for me.
13.
At the corner of your eye, Grung, you managed to catch a different color smoke all of a sudden appear and drift off after a few seconds.
But I know what that means.
Coming from the direction you are trying to head, so what that means.
Coming from the direction we're trying to head.
I have seen a slightly different coloured smoke to what I'm used to.
Now, you say that telepathically, don't you?
Yes.
Quick speak.
If that is at all relevant, I'm not sure.
What if
Well,
you
to be
seen-
clear, like the blues trying like it's the color of my robes, kind of like it's that kind of blue.
Okay.
What have you seen, Grung?
Blue smoke. Ahead.
Like the blue bird?
Like the bluebird. Yes.
Vernon, someone's burning something blue. Up ahead. There's blue
Burning
smoke
something
that
blue,
Grung
you
sees.
say?
Grung sees blue smoke.
They may be burning Lindia alive, perhaps.
There's only one sorcerer I know pretentious enough to attract attention to his location like that.
Grung feels
I
maybe
cast
we should
message
hurry.
again
Maybe
on
we should hurry.
Ilandir.
They may be burning Ilandir alive. We should be fast.
We'll find out when after my message goes. If he responds with then we can go home.
You're not quite in range. You don't get any. You don't hear anything.
Still no reply from message. We've got to get closer.
Must move fast. Lindia could be burning.
Vernon, we may need to speed things up.
That's no problem.
By this time, it's about 20 to 11. By the time you move through the camp, being cautious enough to not draw attention to yourselves, but also keeping a decent pace and dodging details and stuff that are getting organised. You've made it almost to the camp, to the where the jail, where the prisoners are being held.
Okay, so would we see the prisoners by now?
Roll perception check.
16.
19.
What was that word?
16.
16.
Nice
You
roll, brother.
No.
You see an area where you see a number of prisoners all chained up. From the flickering lights and the stuff around them, you can't
If
quite
I'm
tell.
using smell-o-vision, 19.
So I'll say telepathically to Vernon, I think this is the prisoner area seems to be just up ahead.
Excellent. I turn to Rhapsody and Zisok. The prison area is just ahead. We're almost there.
So Vernon, remind me again, what was the plan when we get there of how we extract Ilandir?
Rhapsody is casting Mage Hand, I think it's called.
Mhm.
That will untie Ilandir. She's then casting Minor Illusion and replacing Ilandir with a much quieter version of himself. Then she's using Unseen Servant to cause a distraction. I'm using Bonfire to cause another distraction, and we're walking back out the front door.
And how are we distracting the guards guarding the prisoners?
We're just gonna use the Mage Hand. Gonna let them loose.
See what happens.
So the guards are going to be watching the prisoners, and they're just going to see Ilandir's bounds untie themselves.
Probably.
Okay.
Mage Hand is also a visible thing, it's not invisible.
Okay.
This fighting hand just comes up. Unties.
I am very good at following plans and orders, so...
What is the
okay.
range on Mage Hand? Doesn't she have
30
to be...
feet.
You got to be relatively close.
You get close.
Okay. So how are you going to
Okay.
get close?
I can't see what could go wrong.
I know what
Can
can
we-
go wrong with these 6 guards guarding the prisoner area.
Can we distract
6, I only see 4.
6 guards?
Make me play out more guards.
I mean, I can light the bonfire now.
Vizok, having not really been there when the plan was discussed,
Oh, Jesus.
and having only heard the,
Oh, God.
we're just walking right in. Part of the thing looks at the situation and sums it up in his head really quickly and goes, "Nah, this will work." And steps forward and in a loud voice just says, Inspection. Looking at the guards who are, around the two prisoners that are of interest. He steps forward. You 6, step forward for inspection, please.
I cast message on Rhapsody and say, you're not going to get a better distraction than this. You better start getting the bonds untied.
Okay, roll a.
I'm doing it in
deception.
for context. I'm doing it in my most menacing voice.
So roll an intimidation check to see if these 6 go.
16.
Okay. So these 6 guards, for whatever reason, decide to believe you and start to move forward for an inspection. They rolled an 8.
I'll having taken Yusok's lead, I'm actually going to walk past them and walk over to the prisoners as I'm and making it look as if I'm inspecting them.
How are the bonds, comrade?
I'll go through and I'll look at their bonds behind them. I noticed that their gags have come back out of their mouths, and I reach up and I put them back into their mouths.
Oh, thank God.
And under my breath, quietly enough so that they can hear, I tell them to shut up, stay still, but move when we tell you.
I
Yeah,
cannot
while this is-
believe my eyes. Their
While-
gags out of their mouths. Is this the kind of operation that this camp is known for? Is it what we are known for?
Yeah, but.
While this is going on, can I
Silence! You
Can I do a
are
quick?
lucky that we do not have you removed entirely. Am I made myself clear?
Fucking comrade Shady over here.
Tell
Yes,
Rhapsody
comrade.
she might want to beat them a little bit to seem a bit more convincing.
While all this is happening, can I do a quick investigation check of the other prisoners to see if I notice anything noteworthy
it.
or important about them?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Very, very good. 23.
23. A number of them are malnourished. A number of them look like farmers that have just been taken from Greenest. And another look like they've been there for quite some time.
When Rhapsody, I tried to say something to Rhapsody, she jams the gag back in my mouth, but I try to signal to her that to the person next to me.
Okay. Do you pick this up?
I noticed that he's behaving a bit weird, but that's nothing unusual for him. But I do look to the side and see that there is that one person that does seem to be sort of sticking out more than the rest happen to be.
Yeah, the one that looks like exactly the same as the other monk that we saw in.
Yeah, looks like a monk.
Yeah. And obviously I've gone over to him and I've put his gag back in his mouth as well. Just to keep the illusion going. And while this is all happening, I'm going to cast Minor Illusion. Being a cantrip, I'm going to cast it twice, so that I can do one of each of them.
As the guards, Rhapsody is putting the gags back in and showing that the guards have failed, and they go to look at her and okay, oh my god, what have we done? I just yell out, "Don't look at her, look at me. I am the one that is going to be your problem." That way she actually has the time to do that and cast the spells without being seen.
Okay, you've drawn their attention away from the prisoners.
Five foot cube.
Yeah, they're not much more than 5 feet. It's not gonna. It's an illusion. They look close enough to the same size.
I'm
See if they notice.
7 foot tall.
Half elf that's 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
a
smaller
Yeah.
version.
half elves are normally only about the same size as a human.
human.
Oh,
They're usually shorter.
6
Elves
foot,
are about
whatever.
the same
Still,
size
I'm not
as a
5
human.
foot.
Still, they're not going to.
You're hunched over. You're tired and weak, and
Put him on his knees.
Good work.
yeah, totally. What could go wrong? Telepathically to Vernon. When do you burn things?
Soon. Very soon.
Okay, so what are you doing? Vernon is currently holding the attention of these 6 guards with a fake inspection of these
Vizok.
elite guards. Vizok, sorry.
Visok.
So,
He's holding
Vizok.
this inspection
Vizok.
of these
wait,
guards.
so Az, have you casted the
She's-
spell to untie them?
Oh, I
Should-
didn't have to cast a spell to untie them. I just literally walked over to them and
You are-
inspected them, and
Right.
I've gone through and checked
Roll
their
dexterity
bonds.
checks to untie their hands quickly. See how quickly you can.
Oh, that's a 24.
Okay. So you managed to undo their bindings to the post without issue.
And then I'll say telepathically to Vernon that the rest of the prisoners seem weak and unvaluable.
Yep. The rest of the prisoners are not our problem.
I will, at this point now, tell the 2 prisoners that are now free of their bonds to very quietly sneak around the back of the group.
Around the back of the guards? Or around the back of your current everyone else?
Around the back of everybody so that they can try and sneak their way out.
Okay. Crush roll a stealth check.
Well, before that,
Okay. Yep.
No, before that.
or before
Okay, so
I
your
move,
binds are now released. So
God's now
yeah,
released.
but
Is Leosin like he's very much looks like a monk, but he's like dirtied up or anything, or is he still cleanish or
no, he's dirty. Bloody.
he's dirty?
And he's got bruises appearing on different parts of him.
Alright. I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation on myself to dirty myself right up. To try and cover the blue robes and try to make myself not so stand out.
Okay.
And also cast Prestidigitation on Leosin to try and cover the marks and like just to dirty it up so that it doesn't look obvious that he's bruised, just he's muddied up.
Yep.
And
Okay.
then I'll turn to Rapsy and go, I hope you got a good plan to get us out of here. But thank you.
Still in.
Hey?
Your gag's still in.
Oh yeah, I took
He's
that
got
out.
his hands free. He can take it out.
Alright.
And
Okay.
go behind the
And
gut.
So
so now you're sneaking away back so that you're not going to be visible to the guards when they turn back around.
when you talk fires and bonfires and stuff all over the place, how well lit are the sort of extremities of this?
There's a lot of shadows cast everywhere. So the bonfires only light the immediate vicinity really more than anything. And then there's cast shadows for the rest.
Yep.
So there's a lot of flickering shadows against the tents and around the sides. So it's not like really well lit in here.
Yeah. So
A bonfire, like the campfires typically only go to about 20 feet radius.
And with all the tents and that, the shadows are extended really far. So.
Yeah. So telepathically to Vernon, I'll say, Vernon, the shadows are our friends.
They are.
Meanwhile, while this is all going on, I have the guards pull out their swords so I can inspect them.
Okay. And they pull out their swords and hold them for an inspection.
Scratch, you start leading Ilandir and the monk away.
Sorry, do you tell me to?
Yes.
Okay.
Telepathically.
Telepathically. Okay, so I'll casually walk towards Ilandir and just say, follow. Quietly, whispered.
Okay.
And start moving towards the shadows out here.
Roll stealth checks to see how well you can slip away.
That's a 20.
That is
27.
a 11.
Okay. And Leosin
God.
rolled like a natural 18 plus whatever. So
Jeez, if I've rolled that 27, even Ilandir wouldn't have known where I've gone.
Scratch!
Even you don't know where you've gone.
Scratch!
Rhapsody, you following him, or you going back to the rest?
I was going to keep up the appearance and stay with Vizok.
Okay.
Before we go too far away, though, I would like to, as I'm walking away and seeing that, like, the images are there to pretend that we're us and knowing that eventually they're gonna fall, I'd also like to cast Minor Illusion to make footsteps go the opposite direction to where we're going.
Okay.
So, like, from the post towards, like, the complete, like, away behind the guards and, like, away the other direction.
Okay. Okay, so Vernon's holding their attention. Vizok is holding their attention by having them draw their weapons for inspection, as Scratch leads Leosin and Ilandir tiptoeing through the camp shadows.
Yep, so we're heading off this way.
Okay.
I am going to now walking back towards where Vizok has the guards enthralled, and I am going to very quietly cast Unseen Servant and send it towards the cave mouth and tell it to cause as much noise as it can in that corner to make it look like something or someone is going after something in the cave.
Okay. So so whereabouts are you summoning it at? Because just so we know how long it's going to take it to get in there.
Okay, so I would have been about there at the time. I'm planning to summon it probably to about there-ish, if I can.
75 feet. 60 feet range and a 15-foot movement.
Okay, so it'll take a minute for it to get in there before it can actually make the noise.
Yeah, I just want it to make it sound as if there is something happening in the cave.
Yeah.
That causes people to need to go and investigate because it seems like it's a fairly important location.
Okay. So Vizok is holding their attention at the moment still with his inspection of the guards' weapons. The others have slipped away. You have summoned your Unseen Servant and it's slowly making its way towards the mouth cave. What are you doing in the meantime while you wait?
Ilandir is following Scratch as he's not privy to the plan. He's hoping that the rest of the group has it handled.
We are not waiting. Scratch is stealthily getting the fuck out.
Yep.
And I'll stick with my bird friend.
So we'll continue through the shadows around the back.
Yep.
And this is where I'll give Vernon a little nudge. Say, plan go. Quietly enough that he will hear, but the others won't.
Okay. And about this time, your Unseen Servant will have made it into the cave.
With the intention there that Vernon will realise what's going on and do his little fiery thing.
And telepathically, I'll say to Vernon, we're halfway out of the camp.
Understood, Scratch. We're about to light the fire.
How long has it been since we entered?
Oh, yeah, you're going to be getting up on... It's probably been 50 minutes? 55? Yeah, you're going to be getting close to...
be a grung.
Yep. So about this time, your Unseen Servant's made it into the cave and making whatever noise it can with whatever is immediately just past the cave mouth. And it has drawn the attention of a lot of guards over there. Yeah.
As soon as the noise starts to go off, I look over in the direction, as I'm assuming all the other guards do as well, and turn
Pretty
back
much
to them.
everyone in the vicinity is looking over there.
Well, what are you waiting for? Go! And say, I will watch the prisoners. Go, now!
Yeah, they failed. They run off towards the mouth, the cave mouth.
While this is happening, while that's happening, we start walking out of the camp, and as we're going through, I'm going to use my persuasion to tell the others that the cave is under attack, and that they have to go and assist.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
That's a dirty 20.
Yeah, they believe you, and pretty much everyone you see starts running towards the cave entrance.
And we just keep walking out, doing the same thing the whole way out. It makes it look fair because we're telling everybody as we're going. We're sort of letting people know further and further back out of the back towards the entrance that there's problems that they've been infiltrated possibly, and just wander our way out.
As we're doing that, I find the largest cluster of tents I can and cast bonfire.
Okay, that's the one. Yeah. There's a couple of big clusters, but that's like one of the main ones, and so is these ones. So,
Yep.
you gonna do it on both of them, or one of them, or?
Just one.
So which one?
You said this one here?
Yeah,
Right?
that
one.
group. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. As I walk past.
Okay. And as you're walking out, you Vernon has a bonfire start going. Grung. Just after the bonfire starts growing, you revert back to Grung form on Visok's shoulder? Vernon's shoulder?
Vernon,
Yeah.
Vernon.
Burn it.
I couldn't remember whose he was on.
do you have clothes on?
Yes. I have
Good.
clothes on.
I will hop off. Vernon.
There are some Goliaths that are known to fight El Natural, but not me.
Good. That is a good thing.
You just couldn't resist yourself, could you, friend?
Okay, so will my little team
He's
make it out?
Yeah, he's out fine now. And
All gone?
the others make it out pretty easy as well now, without any issue.
Okay. So I'll say to Vernon, we're out, we're safe. Where are you guys?
Tell
We're out
them-
too. Yep. we're up
Tell
too.
our friends that we will meet them at the boulders. The last camp we were at with the boulders.
Okay.
Of which I was not there.
Yeah, but Ilandir was, right?
Ilandir was there when that happened. He will understand what it means. The camp with the boulders.
Scratch. Rhapsody says to meet us at the camp with the large boulders. Ask Ilandir. He will lead you.
Boulders.
As we're leaving, I'm going to wait till I'm the last one, and on the path going out, I'm going to drop spike growth.
Yeah.
Turn everything into difficult terrain. It's 20-foot sphere, and they take 2d4 piercing damage every 5 feet they move through it.
Yeah, and they don't see you do it.
And they
The
can
guards
see
that
it.
are
It's
there.
camouflaged as well.
Oh, the
Ilandir.
guards there don't notice you doing it either.
Ilandir, boulders.
Yeah, okay, Scratch, boulders.
Boulders.
What do you mean boulders?
We must go to boulders.
What boulders?
Oh my fucking god.
Boulder camp.
Boulder camp. Oh, Boulder camp. Okay. Okay.
You must
Why are we going
lead.
to the Boulder camp?
Meet our friends. You must lead.
Okay, well, this way. And I'll lead Scratch and Leos and whatever his name is to.
Okay. So whoever's leading each of the groups, roll a perception check to see if you can find your way to the camp.
And that is a 19.
With disadvantage if you don't have night vision.
Pretty sure I do. I have dark vision.
Or dark vision, sorry.
That would be which one was it?
Perception.
That would be an 18.
Okay. Does Ilandir have dark vision?
As I'm looking at it, I think I do.
I can't remember.
Half
Oh, sorry.
elves should, right?
Dark vision 60 feet. Yep.
Yeah, I just can't find my finger.
It's underneath your passive perception and that.
Oh, yeah, there it
on the
is, yeah.
right-hand side. Okay. So you just find your way back to the camp and can meet up with each other after an hour of travel.
That was the plan, no? Well done, everyone.
That was the plan. Executed flawlessly.
So, because we're ahead, like, Ilandir is sitting
You're
down.
you're only about 5 minutes ahead.
Yeah. I'm sitting down on the
I
hill
hear
where
it
we
again.
It's a wolf.
That's dead wolves. Oh, Wolfie.
For Wolfie.
I'm sitting up at the rocks where we threw the boulders down. Just sitting there in contemplation. See the rest of the group come up and go, well, thank you. I have to admit, I didn't expect that.
So we're all together now.
He's all together now.
Ilandir is part of the tribe. We are all one tribe.
We have successfully rescued the princess.
Grung speaks truth.
I think the bird speaks it more truthfully.
It appears we've hit 2 birds with 1 stone in our actions, as we have
Ugh.
retrieved one of the tasks that we were sent here to retrieve. And
Yes.
Please
point,
don't hit. Please
point
don't
over
hit.
towards Leosin.
Please don't hit the birds.
No, we don't hit birds.
Just
It's a phrase.
I sort of cower and back away from Az a little bit.
It's
Rhapsody.
simply a phrase. It means that we had 2 objectives completed using only 1 action.
Hit 2 birds with 1 stone.
fortunately, me and Leosin didn't get much time to talk, being gagged as much. I'm still feeling rather ill from that gag, but
Where is the gag? Have you still got it? It could come in handy later, you know, if you talk too much.
Ilandir just completely ignores Vizok and keeps talking to the rest of the group.
And I do
Wait, you kept
apologize.
No, he just doesn't even acknowledge the comment or anything. Just complete ignorance.
I do apologize
I
for
missed you
shoving.
too, Ilandir.
I do apologize for shoving the gags back in your mouth, but it was required for the illusion that we were trying to pretend to be investigating what they were
To be
doing
fair,
and finding it to be
I did not
inadequate.
ask her to do that. That was all of her own improvisation. It was very well done, but
She's a
this was
bard.
not on me. It was her choice to do that. So if you want to be
What-
mad at anyone, sorcerer, it's,
What can I say? I'm a performer.
I respect the fact that you got me our time. I am very thankful. I don't think I've had anyone in my life that would actually risk their own life to save me. And he,
it's only a
just
risk if
see
you think you're
he's
not going
like,
to succeed.
We're here for you, sorcerer. I say, clap him on the shoulder and then move off to stand watch.
like you see Ilandir is kind of like rattled by the whole situation. Like it's a completely new thing for him to have people that actually would rescue him. It's a big revelation. You just see him like not zoned out, but like just trying to comprehend that people actually do this kind of thing.
Yes, Grung does not have old tribe anymore. Grung has new tribe.
I take a little bit. I take like one of the humans' like little mugs and take the cask of mead that I brought with me from Green Nest and pour like the tiniest like half a mug of what's left in it, just holding it upside down, and then just hand it over to Ilandir. You could probably use this.
Ilandir looks up at Visok just rather hesitantly and looks at the mug, looks at Vizok, goes, no, thank you.
Okay. And I just chuck it back.
What about this? Hang on 1 second. This. Here you go.
Is it an egg or is it special egg?
It is egg. Eat it when you feel bad.
Thank you, Grung. I'll take the egg and just store it
Only
in a pouch.
Vernon gets the special egg.
Eat it when you feel bad.
Yes.
Well, at least we got
That's
some
right.
information. Leo's and do you need any care or anything?
I do need some care, but can wait till we get back to Greenest.
I start getting nervous and telepathically talk to Vernon and say, "Is it safe to stay here? The shadows are
should-
playing tricks."
We should probably camp for the night, Scratch. I don't know about moving back to Green Nest in the dark. I can't see. You can't see.
No.
Bisok can't see.
Rhapsody can't see.
Rhapsody
sees
wow,
all.
You can't see either?
Rhapsody can't see
Halflings.
either.
Rhapsody can't see either. So it's
Actually,
just Dylan.
Grung can't see.
Grung can't
There's
see.
like one of you, or two of you.
None of us can see apart from the one who's just been tied to a post. So he probably needs a rest as well.
Vernon, perhaps no fire tonight.
No
Oh,
fire.
damn.
Yes.
Is it how much of this has been said out loud and how much telepathically?
All telepathically.
Okay.
Scratch and I, we've got a thing going for a couple more hours, right?
Like another 4.5.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning and you like try to talk to him again and it just won't be the same.
Orders?
Orders?
Scratch, how are you this morning? Buffet?
Orders? Buffet? Chip and Goliath?
Stupid Goliath.
Where's an Aslan? They're talking to each other on screen. What are they saying? It's
They're
like
using
telepathic or something.
telepathy again.
Arguing with a child.
So fun.
So he's going to make camp here for the night?
No fires.
But no one suggested it yet. It's all been telepathic.
So did Vernon say that out loud just then? No fires?
Yes.
No,
No fires.
yes,
Cold camp is
there's
good.
no fires around Vernon. What are you on about?
Be so stupid as to light a fire this close to the camp of the enemy.
Yes.
Cold camp is
Oh wait,
good
I'm
idea.
sorry. Present
Camp,
company
safe camp.
excluded.
You don't know he lit a
Yeah,
camp.
you don't
I was
know that I
bored.
did it.
Weren't we close enough?
No, he didn't see
No.
his campfire. He was out of bed
Okay,
forever.
You
Did I
saw
leave that
the-
last bit out?
You just saw the guards taking him in.
Would they have come in soon enough to actually see the guards taking him through, or would they have come a little bit after that?
Oh no,
Not me.
Vernon
Vernon
and
Scratch.
Scratch.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. Vizok would have
Vizok
seen
was
them.
there.
Yep.
So, Vernon,
So
what,
you just
what are
make-
you talking about? Fires?
What am I talking about? Fires? No fires. Don't light a fire.
Oh, okay, yes.
We
That
set
might
up
be a
cold
smart
camp
move.
here.
Have a rest, and we'll move out.
Perhaps we go into a better tree line than this little outcrop here.
I don't know where we are. Are we deep in a tree line?
These are at the camp with the boulders.
I don't
Yeah,
actually
on
know
that-
what the camp with the boulders looks like.
Sorry, there was a little ledge above them that we threw the boulders at them, and that's where I was sitting. So,
Yeah,
like,
I
we're pretty exposed.
Okay, yep.
There's also a known campsite.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's probably still dead bodies here from before that
Very unpleasant.
we didn't clean up.
Let's move further into the tree line.
I agree.
See
Let's-
how far in he's going to go.
How
Far
is it?
enough in that we're not noticeable from the road.
I'd say if
Okay.
we can get probably about 50, 100 feet.
Okay.
Good.
Easy enough. You just setting up cold camp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some
So
of you has a flashback of last time we lit a fire and just yo.
okay, who's gonna take watches?
I got first watch, Vernon.
Okay.
I will dig a small hole and create some water inside.
I'll take second. Are we doing like how long do we need a second watch or?
We usually need 3 overnight.
Depends how long you want to camp for. When do you want to leave?
Early morning.
Probably want to leave close to sunup.
Yeah. Light
First
enough
light,
we can
probably.
So
see.
you've got about 6 hours to kill between when you're from leaving the raiders camp and making your way to this place.
I'll
Probably
take second
enough.
watch.
Yeah, so you only need 2 watches really to cover the
Okay.
time.
Easy.
You can go over to-
I'll take over from you, brother. Wake
No
me up when
worries.
you're ready.
We'll
So
We
I
do.
need
won't
to
get a long
full rest.
rest
You won't get a long
for
rest. No.
this.
Not that you really need it, but yeah, you can usually get a short one.
Even those taking watch.
Usually both get a short rest. Yes. Short rest is only an hour, so you get 3.
So I'm guessing
thank
you
you.
didn't get my equipment or anything on the way out.
Nope.
No.
So
No.
what have I got? Like, have I still got my bag or anything, or am I literally just robes and what I had in my pockets?
Yeah, pretty much. Robes and what you had in your pockets.
Right?
You also have a dirty gag you can keep.
No, that's long gone.
I mean,
Oh,
I
no,
never thought of it
I
either.
brought it for you.
Actually, would any of you think to grab any of the gear when use?
Definitely not me. I'm like,
No, no.
I'm doing the whole intimidation thing.
We were
If-
in
Our
and
if
out.
there
primary
were-
concern was like saving his life.
Yeah, we weren't looking around for gear, right? We were.
I was
I mean,
hoping
if
someone else had got it because I didn't know what the plan was, so I was just rolling with it.
If it was obvious that that's what it was,
Yeah.
It would have been piled up, sort of outside the camp, outside the tent.
Oh, if it was just there, then yeah, we would have grabbed it.
Oh, would that be the
Yeah,
tent that I
yeah.
ran past? Like that tent
You
that's
should-
just
you
there?
It would have been the
grab
one you started with. Yeah, so you could have grabbed
Yeah.
your stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, I would have grabbed that on the way past. Like,
you would have known what you were looking for anyway.
yeah.
Okay, so you grabbed your stuff on your way out.
All right.
Not like they took it and trucked it into the cave.
Scared of what is actually in that cave.
Or did they?
Okay, so
Scary,
you just
very
make
bad.
up for the night.
Yeah, make
Do you
it.
just want to take a break now?
Yeah, sounds
Yep.
good.
We'll take a break.
I have 11:11.
I have
12.
10:41. But yeah, thanks everyone for being here tonight. Hey Cruden, how you doing? Thanks Az for that resub. It is appreciated. The longest continuous sub on the channel. But yeah, thanks everyone for being here tonight. We're gonna have a short break, stretch legs, grab drinks, that kind of thing, and we'll be right back shortly. See you guys then. And welcome back, everybody. Have everyone got a drink, stretch legs, all that kind of thing? We're right to roll straight back into it. Take it
So
away,
you
Sam.
use a made camp for the night off a little bit from whereabouts you rolled boulders over the cultists and kobolds earlier, and the night passes without incident, and it is early morning as you awaken just before dawn, as Visok kicks you all awake. I'm assuming he kicks you all awake.
Sounds like
Sound-
something he'd do.
Sounds like a Visok move.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
not kick Grung.
Oh, good morning, everyone. Like wiping the sleep from my eyes.
It is good of you to get me out of that place. I thought they weren't quite as prepared as they turned out to be.
Did you try to sneak into them, or how did you end up captured?
I got captured when they were raiding the city. They took me and a number of others back, but Rasmir had a special interest in me.
Rasmir.
Who is Rasmir?
If I remember correctly. Hang on.
Who is Rasmir?
Oh, this is a good point.
Who is she? Who is she?
You guys haven't encountered Rasmir. This is the first time we've heard the name.
Hmm.
Yes, that is why I said, who is Rasmir?
And Rasmir is a black dragon worm speaker for the cult.
Dragon lady?
Was it the one that came out
Hardly.
and
That
talked
was
to
a
me when I
human.
got captured?
That was a human that
Oh,
could
yeah.
talk to you. The one that talked to you, that was the leader of the raid on the city. That was Frulan. She was leading the raids in this area.
So what does this Rasmir want with you?
I don't know. They did not get to speak with her directly. She was on her way, apparently.
Does anyone else want to take the lead on what information we need, or
I'll
Like
give
a
you more
brain-
information when we get back
Oh.
to Greenest. Would be safest.
I'm happy to return to Greenest.
Not safe here.
Yes, they
Still
will
too
be
close
sending,
to the camp.
they'll be sending patrols soon once they change guards again and discover the ruses you did last night to get out.
Yes, let's go.
Back to
sounds like a
Green.
plan?
We must move.
Lindy like packs up his bedroll, chucks in his pack, and
Yep. You just break camp and head off. Who's going to lead the party back to Greenest?
I guess Lindy is walking at the front.
Before we leave, I will reach into my pack and pull out a spare dagger and hand it to Ilandir.
Ilandir got all his gear.
He got all his
Yeah, I
gear.
got
Oh,
my
did
gear
he?
back.
Sorry, missed that
Yeah.
bit.
Well, yeah, we made it so he grabbed his gear as he left.
I
Right.
can lead the way, Ilandir. You've been roughed up enough. You relax.
Thank you, Vernon. You
Roll a perception or investigation to see if you can find tracks to get your way home. Or you go
18?
wandering in the woods for 18. Yeah, you find some tracks easy enough to there's main tracks that led down. You find to go back. So after a couple of hours of traveling, you just make it back to Greenest. Probably 3-4 hours later. So it's probably 9-10 o'clock in the morning as you just make it back. You see there is some guards posted at the gate as you sort of go to enter the city.
Oh, they have guards this time. This is good.
They're learning, brother.
Uh,
I mean, they haven't got cultists running through the city this time either.
Another improvement.
mm.
Although I didn't mind treating them to my sword.
So I think we should make our way to the keep. Hopefully, one of my brothers is around.
Yes, your
It's-
little friend who sent us to get you in the first place. He'll be here.
That is good. So you just make your way,
Up to the
continuing
keep.
through the city.
Mm.
He
Back into
did.
the keep.
He did mention some sort of payment for freeing you. I just wanted to raise that with you because he said you were the one who might have the connections and all that.
I'll have access to the money, which I'll get to you soon. Don't worry.
Wonderful, wonderful.
You
Do
slowly.
also accept beans.
You can give him beans. I will take his share of the payments. Don't worry about it. I will give him beans. You just give me the money. It's fine.
While we're walking, I'll say to Leosin, the governor sent us out to try and find information on the cult, and your young protege was saying that perhaps you were quite knowledgeable on this cult and what drives them and what they're actually searching for and what might be their plan. Do you have such information?
I have learnt a lot of the cults. They've been raiding places for some time now, and I managed to figure out that they were hitting this area next, and so we came down here to infiltrate the cults to find out more information for what they were doing. I found out a little bit, but not as much as I wanted to.
Yes, it can be rather hard when you're stuck to a post like that.
They got lucky when they managed to capture me and take me away like that, but it proved useful, and I found out some information that they might not have told me otherwise.
Well, perhaps you should come with us to meet the governor, and we can all sit down and talk about these discoveries.
Well, he would also be wanting my return as well, so we should get there soon.
Is this the governor who promised me payment? Did I get my payment?
You got your payment. It was
Thank
already
you.
on your character.
Thank you, Sab.
It magically turned up in your back pockets as you're walking out of town.
Excellent. Gracious DM.
I'd like to roll an insight check just to see whether I feel like he's telling us everything or not.
Go for it.
Well, the
As I
DM.
listen in.
The DM is telling us nothing.
I didn't know you could do that.
11.
11. As far as you can tell, he's telling you straight up.
Mm.
So you just keep on walking for another 10 minutes, make your way to the keep, and get shown to the governor. Ah, you are back, and I see you have found Leosin. Which, that is a good bit of fate, I suppose.
Yes, we've come kind of close over the last night. We've been through a little bit together.
Yes, the loudmouth decided to go and run off on his own and set up a camp with a fire. And
You don't know the.
You don't know
You
this.
don't know that he made a camp or
Oh,
a fire.
no,
You don't know
ran
what
off-
happened
okay.
to me when I left.
Yeah.
Okay, he ran off on his own and somehow managed to get captured and taken into the camp, and we had to go in and rescue him, and we found
Did you
Laozi
manage to
with
get
him.
captured anyway, my friend? You
Mm.
never did
But
tell us.
We saved the princess from the mercenaries.
I look at Scratch and go, "Why? Who told you to call me Who told you to refer to me as a princess?"
Mm. This was the plan. We had to rescue the princess.
But who
We
told
saved
you,
that
princess?
It was a good day.
Everybody wins.
It was Scratch, Howler, and Clang.
Okay.
What? Who is
I don't know what he's
I
talking
don't
about
know
right
what
now.
he's talking about. To turn
No, no, no,
drunk.
me
Do you know
either,
what he's
don't worry.
talking about?
It is all. You are all speaking very in circles around me, so.
Verna, do you know what he's on about?
Vernon just wants next task.
Oh, payment for this task first, then next
Oh.
task.
Right.
Howler and,
Vernon
Howler
wants
and Clang,
payment.
brothers.
Oh,
They
You have
are your
brothers?
Had brothers.
had brothers. What happened to your brothers? We're having this talk in front of the governor and Leos and just.
He's like, well, I guess you guys are. I'll just be over here.
The governor's just sort of waiting to see what you're going to do.
They're clearly having a moment. I'll just let this play out.
I look to the ground in a moment of sad reflection and stay silent.
And walk over and pick up the little bird man and give it a squeeze. I had a brother too, my friend. Put it back down gently.
I'll
This
reach in,
brother
grab
wants
the egg
payment.
that I have from Grong and give it to Scratch and go, each one feel bad.
Scratch gobbles up the egg.
It's good, yes. I made it.
Hmm.
In that situation, would it like
Tastes good.
because it doesn't heal you, right? So does it then feel like you're eating something when you don't need to eat something? Like, you know how some things only taste good when you're hungry?
I suppose. It doesn't.
It's
It's
kinda like
mostly
McDonald's.
flavor.
It's kind of like
Yeah,
McDonald's. Like while you're eating it, it tastes really good, but afterwards, you're
Afterwards,
full of regret.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
why
up
did I
to-
do this to myself?
Wrong eggs, the McDonald's of the D&D world.
Don't forget, I had the constitution to eat disease-ridden, half-burnt rat and be fine.
That's
Point.
true.
Yeah, but you were hungry then. Like,
I think an egg will do. Just be fine. I'm a bird.
Anyway, sorry, Governor.
So this touching moment is over. I'm assuming now.
I think so. Sorry about that. We got a bit sidetracked.
Would you like an egg, Governor?
I'll be fine, thank you, little frog.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, were you able to find out anything from the camp?
There's lots of them. I'll turn like to the rest of the group and go, did you find out anything?
We found this monk. Clap the monk on the shoulder and push him forward.
Yes. It turns out that they are stockpiling the plunder from a number of settlements in the cave in the back. Nobody.
Yes, the cave. Yes.
Yes, in the back of the cave.
We're
The
taking meat into the
Meat.
cave.
They stockpile meat in the cave.
Yes. That is what I just said.
the meat would be for the hatchlings that are in the cave.
hatchlings?
Hatchlings?
Seems they hatch some dragon eggs in the back there.
I wish we had been told about this earlier. I
There-
would very
there
much
was-
have liked to talk to the hatchlings.
Do you even know how to talk? You seem
Would
really
you
know
like
how
to
to
talk
fight.
this egg?
I spit a few curse words out of Draconic at him.
I spit them straight back, and more in like worse curse words straight back.
I reach across and grab him by the throat and thrust him against the wall. Do not talk to me, wizard, about things that you do not know about.
I will prepare Firebolt
Oh,
in my
God.
hand and go, put me down, Goliath.
You going PvP here, huh?
At this
Where I
moment, Scratch,
come from,
Scratch
dragon
hides
egg
under
is
a
a
table.
delicacy.
Would you like an egg?
Yes, I would, little grung.
I lift him higher up
Here you go.
so his feet are off the
Ooh.
floor and then just drop him. Turn
Like-
around and walk back.
The governor's like looking like awkward as fuck right now.
I dispel the firebolt in my hand and go, wise move.
I scoff at him. Kill me, man.
Remember, we are all tribe.
Yes. We are tribe, but when you get no respect, nothing
Yes,
but
we are
mockery and
one big-
insults from one of the members, breeds a bit of disdain.
Yes, we are one big happy family.
One
Right,
big happy
what about
family
you?
that could very much appreciate being rescued and then belittled. It's nice, isn't it?
I'd like payment.
I did thank I'm very thankful for the recovery, for the rescue. Doesn't
You
change the
have an
fact that ever since we've met,
Interesting way to show it.
doesn't change that ever since we've come to this city, you've done nothing but insult me, make mockery of everything that I tried to do, every plan.
I make mockery of everyone. What makes you so special?
You don't even see it yourself.
Would anyone like an egg?
I'll have another egg, Grunk.
And I'll just
Here you
like,
go.
I'm
I'll
just
have one,
standing
thanks.
there, just staring down.
Here you go.
It's
Here you
all-
go.
I eat my second egg. And just watch.
Like popcorn.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm still hiding under a table, so
Governor's like, what the fuck? These guys are idiots.
this is just things coming to a head.
Pretty much.
I like just stand there and go. While I do appreciate the rescue before Vizok, perhaps if you could show a little bit of respect and perhaps show some kind of kindness towards my direction. Perhaps we could get along better.
Offered you beer before. What more do you want? Offer
Right.
you beer and you throw it back in my face.
That's the first thing you've ever offered to me that hasn't been behind some mockery or some insult. Did you think I was just
you
gonna
say
take it?
You say I never do kindness to you.
Perhaps we.
Vernon takes out his sword and starts sharpening it in the corner. Just checking over his armor.
And they will just like stand down a little bit and just go. Perhaps we need to reset a little bit. Maybe we're a little on the wrong foot.
Perhaps.
So, Governor,
So, user wanting payments, yes?
Yes.
yes, means
I shall be right back. And he walks off and to go collect your payment.
he mutters under his breath, what the fuck?
Who in the fuck were these guys I hired?
when the talk of payment arises, scratch his ears, prick up at the thought of shiny things and trinkets.
So then, I suppose after this little display, you aren't looking for further work? This is Leosin talking to you now.
I'm always looking for work, monk.
If the pay is satisfactory, I always do the work.
Grung will earn his beans.
We mustn't stay here.
He will be safe for some time. From what I figured out of the cult, they're moving elsewhere soon, so...
What is this cult?
The people who attacked the city here.
Yes, who are they?
The cult of the dragon. They are trying to bring Tiamat back into the world.
Tiamat.
Tiamat. She is a 5-headed dragon. The so-called mother of all dragons.
Do not like dragons.
Alicia?
Bluebird.
Yes, bluebird. Exactly.
This one, she is more nasty than everything else. She has been here a number of times and always caused chaos for everybody. Except for those directly under her thrall. And even them, she does not regard kindly or with kindness. So, but I could use your help in finding out more if you are willing to be hired by me if you aren't busy already. Do you already have somewhere you wish to use a hired out to be?
If you're paying me to kill dragons, that is dream job.
Along the way, there might be killing some dragons. Don't forget,
Well,
not all dragons are evil. There is some that will help us if we can find them.
Yeah.
Sign me up,
maybe-
monk.
We'll
I'd
talk
be
about
most
that later, maybe.
I'm most intrigued to come into your employee and see what I can find out. I sense you're quite knowledgeable in dragons. I'd like to have a chat with you at some time as well.
And when we get to the I have to report what I found to my order. But if we meet up again at the as gets nearly scalped again.
Cat
Roll a
mayhem.
dexterity saving throw.
Well, I will have more time to chat with you if you manage to get if you come meet me at our orders city in Elthurel, Elturel.
That place.
Yeah,
Grungy's not very good at common.
somewhere you might want to remember because it's where you're gonna meet up with him afterwards. So
Well, we've been in
if
the
you come
employ
meet
of
up with me there, so.
the governor for the moment. Perhaps I'm most intrigued to maybe becoming your employer, but I like to look at the group. Perhaps we should see if the governor needs any more help in the city here before we leave.
Take a day or two. It's going to take me a day or two before I'm able to travel, and then I will have an assignment for you.
Sorry, need a moment.
Elturel.
Do you have any javelins that I could procure, Governor?
The governor isn't back yet.
Right. Goodbye, Governor.
He went off to collect your payment before.
Right.
He says, realizing the governor is not back yet.
There's...
Stealthy bastard.
I told you that he was leaving to go.
Yeah,
collect
he left.
Torel, like EP. Okay.
Those monk and governors, they all just sound like Sab to me.
Grung does not know sap.
Well, what is a sab?
This inner voice I have.
Yeah.
It tells me when I am good and when I am bad.
It's not scratches anymore.
Success and fail. Now, Scratch's inner voice is most interesting.
Mm.
He's a very worried fellow.
Well, I'm a coward.
Well,
Would never
perhaps
pick that up from orders.
we should wait here and see. Wait for the governor to come back.
About this
I
time, the
want
governor
the
comes
javelins.
back with some money sacks. And here is your payment for the information and retrieving Leosin. He hands over 250 gold apiece.
200. I've never been that rich before.
250 Gs.
I will open
He's
my
a
bag
scrub.
and make sure that I won't bother counting it because 250 is a lot, but like just weigh it up and being my background, I would have known large amounts of money. Feels about right. Puts it away.
You can
Let's
roll
not
to
doing
see
business with you, Governor.
if you're being shortchanged if you really want.
No, I'm more just like I feel the bag and just go, yeah, that feels about right, and puts it away.
Now, Vernon asks,
Okay.
Governor, do you have any spare javelins lying around that I could procure?
We have 2 or 3 you could have.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Governor.
What are the chances?
Yeah, so it's-
Governor, I had a question as well. Do you know if there's been any caravans come through with different armor or weapons, perhaps?
He thinks for a minute. There is a caravan due in the next 2 days, and I believe they are bringing. They were due to bring arms and armor and tools for everything, so they would probably have arms and armor.
Thank you kindly.
Governor,
So, if you wish to stay around for like a couple of days, yes.
Governor. And Grung will step forward. Do you have any beans that Grung could have?
He pulls out a bag from behind him. I believe this should suffice you, and it's a decent-sized bag. It's about this big.
Oh,
Like
thank you.
one head
Thank you.
size.
Yeah, pretty much.
Thank you. Thank you. This governor, he has everything.
Grung-sized bag.
250 beans.
Grung is very happy.
I am very glad. And I am very glad for your assistance.
I'll look around the rest of the group and go, well, sounds like we'll be staying here a couple of days.
I look around nervously, but stay silent.
We can procure your quarters again in the keep if you wish. The same ones you had the other night. The day. Whatever it was when you slept here.
That would be handy. Yes, please.
Very well. There's food and drink again in the main court area of the keep. It seems some of the inns weren't quite ransacked as much as we thought with their ale. So it turns out a number of them had hidden supplies.
Best news I've heard all day.
Yes.
So if you wish, you can hang around town and do whatever you wish for a few days until the caravan arrives. And I'm sure Leosin will have something for you as well, before he departs. And I
no other
will
pressing
leave you to
matters.
it. If you have nothing else for me at the moment, I have to get back to helping repair the city.
No, thank you, Governor. I think that's all we need. And if you ever require any assistance, and we're still in town, please come and find us.
Thank you.
Indeed,
Thank
what
you
is
for the
it?
beans.
Anytime your citizens are being raped and pillaged, call on me.
Thank you. And he walks off. Says Leosin is still in with you.
I think the governor finds this a bit odd.
I turned to Visok. People like him that can't adequately defend their towns, booming business for me.
I can't argue.
So I shall go off and get patched up and find the rest of my order and some money for you for rescuing me, and have some more information the next day or so about what I would like you to do, if you don't mind.
Very well.
And with that, Leosin also takes off, looking for an infirmary, presumably.
Anyone want some beans?
I would love a bean, Grum.
Scratch
Beans.
steps forward and starts pecking at the bag,
Beans?
taking a couple of beans here and there.
Beans? Beans.
I grab one of the beans like with a massive hand and just chuck it in my mouth.
Where are our quarters? Are our quarters up in the tower,
In the
or
cave.
are they
Indicate.
up
About
high, down low,
moderately high up.
moderately high up?
You're about 3 levels from the top of the keep.
I'd like to call one of the local guards, like one of the guards that's around the place. Go, did any of the inns survive? Are there any inns open at the moment, or is it only up here at the keep?
Everything for food and drink is in the keep at the moment.
Ah.
The other buildings are too damaged to use properly.
So the keep here is turned into basically everyone's coming to the keep at the moment?
For the moment, for most food and drink. There is a number of houses that were seen to be okay, but they're housing quite a number in them at the moment.
Fair enough, thank you. Turn to the group and go, I don't know about you guys, but I could probably use an ale right about now.
You're speaking my language.
Indeed.
Refreshment sounds like a good idea.
Something to wash down these beans with.
What is ale?
Oh, my little froggy friend, what a world you have waiting for you.
We're going to get a drunk frog.
I mean, it is water. It's a liquid.
Part thereof.
Bathe in it.
Scratch's eyes dart around the room nervously, and he sort of edges his way a little bit closer behind the group.
Go towards the back of the group and go to scratch what seems to be the meta scratch.
We must move on. Cannot stay long.
I'll be here for a few days.
Just till the caravan arrives, and then we can move off again.
Not safe.
Is anywhere
Why
really
not
safe?
safe?
Well, there is a camp of angry cultist warriors down the road that already sacked the city once. So I do agree with Scratch. This is not actually particularly the safest city to hang around in.
No, but if
That
they
being
come
said,
back,
they
there's
chose to
weird.
leave.
Yeah, and they may choose to come back if they're cranky enough at us stealing their monk.
But do they know that it was us that took them?
Is there any other townships nearby that it could have
There's
been?
a couple of remote ones that don't really appear in maps, but there's all like little settlements of farming and that. So they hit more than one settlement to get their dragon pile hoard. So
Also, they might not be happy with the trap Grung left for them.
Wait,
Oh yeah, that's right.
what'd you leave behind, Grum?
Grung left a trap. Lots of spikes hidden.
I'm still
Very,
trying
very
to wash off
sneaky.
what Grung left on my shoulder.
I'll use prestidigitation to clean it all off.
Thank you, Sorcerer. That is appreciated.
I'm
When
assuming
you
you
turn
can
it
just
back into a grung, does the poo turn back into grung poo?
The
No, it's
philosophical
short.
questions of a Grung.
I don't know what's worth. What's worse, rat poo or
Grung
poo?
Grungs are poisonous, so I'm going with Grung.
Oh, poisonous
Yeah.
poo.
Poison shit.
I'm just picturing aliens.
This is why I
acid
said
blood
I do not
feeding
recommend you eat it.
simultaneously.
Wait, how much? So wait a minute. So if you turn into a monkey, can you then fling your poisonous poo as a weapon?
Just
Well,
to
that's
run
why
it for a
because
few days and you
that's-
turn into a monkey, just grab it out of the bag.
Sorry, just asking for a friend.
That's when it becomes a serious question, like if it
I
turns
don't
back
know.
afterwards. Because like if he throws the poo and then runs away and turns back into like, grung, and then it's actually like poison poo that's on them.
I'm not sure. I
Hey,
have not
you
tried
guys
this
keep
before.
telling me if you can think it in D&D, you can do it. I'm
is
starting to get
D&D?
it. I'm starting to understand.
The possibilities are literally endless.
Endless.
Well,
Scrape the
possibilities are within the scope of our imagination and
The
DM's
Scrape the
rules of
bottom of the
DM.
barrel.
Yes, and how fed up Sab is with us.
Use a scrape at the bottom of the barrel there. Poison poo. Good grief.
Next time Grung will try this. Yes.
On that note, Illidir is going to find food in ale and get down there and pour 2 ales and hand one to Visok and
Grung's late. Okay. Dissolve your stomach in a day.
A day.
Or however long he stays in this form for.
we'll hand the ale to Visok and go to burying the hatchet.
To beer. Clunk. Skull.
Illidir will skull with him.
What is this? Ale.
I just yell out into the room. Does anybody have a funnel?
not for a first time.
Oh,
Perhaps a-
no.
A small start for the small frog.
No. It'll be fine.
I am very
You-
thirsty.
You hear someone from the back of the kitchen. I'm sure we can find one for you. Just give
Okay,
us a couple of
so-
minutes.
Grung, what you'll do is you'll put the thin end in your mouth, and then
Okay.
it'll be fine.
Okay.
Grung, I advise you to be very
No,
slow and cautious with drinking this.
Oh, you
Illidir
what is
stands
the-
back and
Grung is
goes, this,
very
this
thirsty.
could be entertaining.
As the commotion started, Scratch has just quietly and silently removed himself into the darkest corner he can find.
Grung is very thirsty.
And after a minute or two, one of the assistants cooks or attending the area comes back with a funnel. Ah, here you go.
This is how you drink.
No. Just like have the funnel so that
Yes. Okay.
and then start pouring a keg into the funnel. Not too quick so that it goes all over the sides and everything, but enough that it's all going down.
Grung is just gonna gulp it down.
Roll a performance check?
Grung, 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 grung.
Roll a
Illidir will
constitution
just
save.
stand next to Vernon going, this is not going to end well.
I'll also point out Grung is immune to poison.
It's not gonna make a difference to you, is it?
They can go forever.
Actually, yeah, you can you go with that. Plus,
Does it count as a poison?
too much alcohol counts as a poison. So roll.
What a frog this is turning out to be.
What do we do
Look
for
at
something
him.
that we
Look at
roll a
him.
survival check?
Oh my god.
Whether you take
To
the
make sure that
effects
you-
of the alcohol.
No, to make sure that he can actually drink it in a decent amount of time.
15.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh, this tastes good. Tastes like a drink we had back in my tribe. We called it kava, or kava kava. It was very good.
Didn't realise Grung was from Fiji.
Delicious.
The
Oh, yeah.
flying Fijian frog.
I love this frog.
I believe he may be able to drink you under the table, Vizok.
No, I would be proud if he does.
But we go under the table now.
Perhaps we should see these
Okay.
two have a drinking contest.
Grung goes and sits under the table.
I, having had a certain amount myself, follow him and sit under the table with him.
How big, how high, how tall's this freaking table?
Lifts up the table like an umbrella.
The table slightly lifts up underneath my shoulders.
This is good. I
Oh.
like it here.
While these two are drinking, I'm milling about the other groups, just chatting, seeing what they have to say, what their experience has been, just generally trying to gather any information, like what's happening around the city, that kind of thing.
Okay, from what you gather milling about, most of what people are doing is trying to recover from the raid. Trying to find out what they can rebuild quickly and safely. And what they actually have left.
Vernon goes and sits by Scratch, giving him a comforting, hulking Goliath to hide behind.
You don't know where I am.
You're in the dark corner.
Snuck away without us seeing.
I've stealthily backed away.
Wow, I stealthily look for you.
Roll perception. Okay. Roll perception.
Stealthy
for-
look for someone.
Roll perception, Vernon, and roll a stealth check for Scratch.
It's like when you go to look for
Actually,
someone.
Oof.
You tell someone's there, and you go to look for someone, and they go, "No, don't look there."
Only 11.
I rolled 9.
Yeah, you can't find him at the moment.
Well,
Just
he
how I like
obviously doesn't want my company, and I leave.
You can always try and message him, I suppose.
I can't be bothered if he wants to sneak off and hide in the corner.
I'll flag Vernon to the conversations I'm having and just have an ale, have something to eat, and talk.
While people are talking, I've consumed a small amount of the breads and fruits that are around, and I pull out my flute and start playing a light-hearted tune.
We have a bug.
We do.
You did tell him last week what you were, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe I did, yeah, because
I made
Ilandir
the
kept
comment
saying that I was a ranger.
Yeah.
Ah. This is a good tune. Hey, Rhapsody. Perhaps you can sing us a song.
I continue playing my flute.
Turn to Vernon. Perhaps he's a little got a bit of stage fright.
Probably.
Well, I
Got my
mean,
flute.
how
That'll do.
can I sing if I'm
While
playing
playing
the flute?
With great skill.
As you play the music, you find that the mood of the keep is uplifted a bit as well.
Nice. Do they give tips?
That was the intention.
What tips? They got no fucking money left. They just got robbed.
And yes, they can afford drinks.
Wow. Nobody ever said they were paying for anything here. At no point of you being charged.
Illadir realizing this
Fair.
starts drinking more. Not enough to get drunk, but just fairly merry, and
Okay.
here's the flute that oddly sounds like a stringed
Banjo.
instrument.
Do you say flute or lute?
Flute.
Flute.
Oh,
Why she couldn't sing.
let's see what I can do.
Poor Woots.
And
Reboot.
I'll help some of the, converse with some of the locals and convince them we should move some of the tables to make a bit of a dance area and
Roll
start.
a persuasion check to see if you can convince people to dance.
That would be a 21
Fucking hell.
plus 5
Okay.
persuasion.
So some of the younger ones are convinced to make a bit of a dancing spot. A lot of the older ones are not convinced that this is such a good idea.
I hold on to the table that Grug and I are under. Moving off to the side slightly with it, but
Dancing is Vernon's cue to leave.
A couple of the
Gets up and
younger...
heads outside. To
Okay.
sit out in the fresh air. Sharpen his sword, mend his armor.
A couple of younger people in the area start to dance to the music that's playing. A number of other people have found instruments and brought them to also play with Rhapsody.
I go get. I have an idea. Go get one of the kegs, drain some of it, cut it in half, and then bring it back for Grung to jump in.
Thank you.
So Grung is
So we
now
can
in Rose.
So he can
In a
absorb
ki-
it through his skin.
So he's taking a beer bath.
Beer bath.
Yes, it is good for the skin.
Seeing all the kids dancing around, and Ilandir's in the middle dancing as well. I'll use
Commander Shepherd
prejudice.
style.
Come here, children.
I have a boiled candy for you.
I'll cast prestidigitation to just kick up some sparks and that kind of thing to try and just lighten the kids' moods and a
And
bit
you see, instead of
showy.
lightening their moods, you freak them out.
I mean colourful sparks, not fire sparks. Like fireworks.
You still freak them the fuck out. All of a sudden, in this dance floor where they're having fun, you all of a sudden set off sparks, reminding them of the terrible night just a couple of nights ago.
Perhaps I didn't think that one through.
Say
And I'll
run
leave the
scatter a
dance floor and
screaming.
I'll just leave.
Like if Gandalf tried to do that in like Minas Tirith with the Fell Beasts and just roll through or anything.
Was the dragon breathing like electricity?
Yes.
Yep. Ripper, and we decided to go with sparks.
Hmm.
He thought the kids were like fireworks. Apparently not.
Inside the building, of all places.
Whew. All the commotion proves way too much for Scratch. So he sneaks his way out and climbs his way up to the highest part of the keep he can find.
Okay.
Vernon just shakes his head when he hears a bunch of screaming kids inside the building behind him.
I'll go and join Vernon as I've left and leave behind all the screaming kids and the adults like screaming at me to get out. And go to Vernon's
people are
like,
not impressed.
so Goliath, got a bit too much in there for you, did it?
So don't do dancing. And it seems like you don't do children.
Look, I thought fireworks was a good idea. It works with the children in the courts I used to be in, but perhaps I didn't think that through.
It's fine. Simple folk, they'll forget soon enough.
I hope so. They didn't give me too good of looks as I left. So, what brought you adventuring with us anyway?
Hey, I'm a mercenary and monster hunter.
And you decided to join a caravan?
Yeah, protection for caravans. It's honest work. Gets me from one village to the next. Can look for more contracts.
Oh, that it does. And I just sit there, not getting much from Fern, and just go, okay.
Goliaths aren't the talking type.
Grung will poke his head out from underneath the table. Hello. So,
There is Rhapsody and Visok left in there.
where did everyone go?
Are you trying to tell me, my little froggy friend, that you don't feel anything?
You don't what?
Feel anything?
Heal anything?
Feel? You don't
Oh,
feel
oh,
anything?
Oh, Grung feels. Grung feels all.
Yeah, I don't understand. I fall back under the table. Start snoring.
I make sure he's propped up safely.
There you go.
Grung likes this place.
Rhapsody, you're still playing?
Yep, I'm still playing.
Okay.
Grung likes this zone.
Lindy will look around, just poke his head back through the door and have a bit of a look around. Vernon, have you seen Scratch?
Oh, I looked for him before, but he was gone.
I'll cast message. Probably like towards. Is the rooms are staying in above us, or
They would be, yeah.
so? Kind of thinking maybe he's gone back to the room. Cast message towards the rooms and see if I can contact Scratch.
There you go.
Is
What
that
are you going to say to him? They have, you have to say a message before you find out if
So
you get scattered?
I'll send message and go, Scratch, are you right?
Gratch, do you hear the message?
I hear it.
Yep.
Hmm. Yes, I am. So this is just like telepathy. Do I can
You
speak,
get 6 seconds to reply.
but I can think what I speak, or I have to actually say.
Whisper.
Whisper it out loud.
It's a whisper thing. Okay.
Or
yeah.
you
Verbal.
just say
Yeah,
it
it's
out loud.
not smart, Scratch.
Okay. Right. It's not internal scratch. Right.
No.
Right. Up in perch.
I'll cast again. Would you like some company?
Hmm. No.
So leave it at that.
Really determined to collect knowledge.
You right there, Shay?
That's fine.
What am I hearing?
It's Shay. Sorry, I confused the hell out of me as well. I'm like, what the fuck?
I thought it was background noise on Sirenscape.
Oh, so did I, until I saw Shay's thing lining up.
You see a couple of goblins with their iPads, like watching YouTube. What is
Watching
that?
self-help videos.
So,
By this time, it's probably just after lunchtime. By the time he's got back and had your conversations with the governor and got paid and everything, probably 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Ilandir's gonna go for a walk around the city. Vernon, would you like to get some fresh air?
Certainly. Sheath
And-
my sword and follow him along.
And at this point, I'm just watching everything that's happening. Press the wrong button there.
Centering
what?
yourself.
what does that mean? I don't understand.
It's mimicry. I've heard it somewhere.
Ah,
I'll poke my head back into the dining area, like where everyone's feasting and eating and that. Pull out the Rhapsody. I'm taking a walk around town. Would you like to join us? Grung?
yes, everyone is coming.
I guess we can go for a wander. Have a look around.
Perhaps
Not
not
that I
the
can
drunk
expect there
one.
to be much.
Just need some fresh air.
At this point, I'm just going to keep a watchful eye over everything that's happening from the top of the keep.
Okay.
I guess.
Yes.
And Visok is passed out, drunk underneath the table.
At noon.
Propped up nicely, courtesy of Grung.
He
Held
talks,
around
he talks a bit weird in his sleep, though. It's kind of strange.
Curled around the beer bath, just hugging it.
I see Grum get out of the beer bath and go, perhaps we should empty that, poison and everything.
Yes. It's, growing poison dissipates very quickly, but yes, probably not a bad idea.
Like, look at the Half King and just go, Vernon, would you mind?
My pleasure. Walk over and grab the keg, lift it up, and have to kind of shake Visok off it, and then head outside to dump it.
Roll an athletics check to hold on to it.
Yeah, you roll a strength check to pull it away. Contested strength check. See if you can actually pull it off from him.
Athletics or strength?
Athletics, it's strength, it's either one.
16.
12.
Yeah, you don't pull it away from him. He's still holding on to it.
And... My strength.
Ilandir will go in and try to pry Visok's hands away from.
Some help.
Would Shane
barrel.
have disadvantage because he's passed out?
Yeah.
I mean, he's wrapped around the damn thing. It's like trying to take something from a baby when they've got a death grip on it.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, you try and take something from a baby.
Ilandir will see this and just go, perhaps just
Okay,
put a lid or something
slap
on
him.
it so no one touches the
Pull
beer.
again.
It'll be okay. Maybe when he wakes up, should we tell him? Should we leave a note or something? A message for him.
Perhaps a wise move, and Yolanda will find something to write on the room and write a little note. Going to get fresh air. Just leave it like next to his hook.
Okay. So he's going to take a wander around the town, which is easy enough for you. Just go for a walk through the town. You see people trying to patch up and repair what they can and salvage the last remaining things that they can from different houses and different businesses. The place is pretty trashed at the moment.
Is there any? Because I'm like guessing the cultists took like gold, like things of value. Is there any places like with books with some like places of knowledge that are around that notice isn't going around town?
Roll an investigation check.
16.
16. Asking some town folk that you passed, there was one place that might have had some books, but no one's quite sure if they've actually got any currently, and they point you over towards it. And from where you are is probably a 10-minute walk.
Yeah. Let's say the group, perhaps. Perhaps we go see what's there. I don't know if this town would have any knowledge that I seek, but worth a look.
And after your journey over there, you find that the place is an empty shell.
Look and go.
Windows are broken
Yep.
and everything's burnt inside.
Well, that's a bust.
I suspect if there was anything of value in here, it was probably taken before they put it to torch.
I don't know if the kobolds would even know what was of value in here. They probably just burnt everything.
There's some other humanoids that came through here might have been knowledgeable. There were multiple acolytes that we encountered. Spellcasters.
Drungle does not care for kobolds.
I don't think any of us.
Practice.
So, Rhapsody, do I remember you saying there might have been a lead in this area that you thought you might be chasing up? Or am I remembering incorrectly?
I think it was just something that we spoke about out of character.
Okay.
I don't remember if it was decided if I would have access to people who would have the knowledge we're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you didn't say that in character.
That's the
outside.
AI character. Well,
Yep.
Yolanda will go, well, I wonder if there's anybody around town. Usually there's some connection to the underworld and knowing of information, that kind of thing. I wonder if there's anybody in town here that might be able to give us a lead on anything to do for the next couple of days. Maybe even having information for you, maybe, Rhapsody. You never know.
Yes, I was going to see if I could make contact with people and see what information I could obtain. Somebody around here may have heard of the people who may have taken my children.
Should we ask some of the locals, maybe, if they know of anybody around town that... I have to admit, I'm not versed in the ways of the underworld very much, and I know of it, but I haven't made contact with them.
Yes,
Sure if we go around town asking, they'll.
Do you
take
know the
notice
underworld?
too.
Do you know the underworld?
Typically, they don't make themselves known to people, especially if they go around just asking, "Do you know this person?" or "Do you know that person?"
Grung does not know the underworld. What is the underworld?
It's generally a shadier way of lifestyle, from what I understand.
Oh, nice.
Can we have a look around and see if we see any signs that might lead us towards something that...
Yeah, roll a investigation check.
Grung will find you some shade.
That's a 4. For me, at least.
Sorry, what was the roll?
That's 10.
Investigation.
Investigation. 14.
Grung's gonna look for some shade. 16.
See, you find some shade.
It's here. Right here.
Between
Like-
yous,
This is underworld.
Wrong. Sorry, that's not what I meant by a shadiest way of life. I mean more, things that aren't exactly illegal in areas and things that are sometimes frowned upon, that kind of a lifestyle.
Oh, okay.
Criminal organizations, my frog friend.
Oh, criminal. Hmm.
Lawbreakers.
Hmm.
So did we see any sign or...
to the best of your knowledge, you don't know anybody here who can really point you in that direction.
Oh. What time of day is it? Like, we can walk around
3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
4 o'clock.
I think I might return back to the keep and see what I can do about having a bath. We've been on the road for a while now without much of a break. Would
I've
like
got
to
a
get some of
bathroom
this
keg
filth
back there
washed
I can
off.
offer you.
I like it,
Grung
Sylvia.
can make a bath. Please, how can we just make a good bath for Grung?
You make a warm bath, though.
Hmm.
I mean, I can make a cubic foot of stuff. What was it? Yeah.
Cubic foot of water be warm
Yeah.
or hot.
Mm-hmm.
You guys gotta say I can do the same.
Yeah.
A couple of you heating up a thing of
Instant
water.
shower.
Grung can make 30 cubic foot of water.
Perhaps we go
If
back
you'd
to the
like.
keep and see if anybody, if there's any bathing facilities up there, and if not, we'll make our own.
Vernon cannot make any water.
And Scratch, you're still up on top of the tower during all this?
Yep, watching them walk around watching them all walk around.
And you make your way back to the keep and find out there is some bath facilities that you can use.
Oh, that sounds much easier.
And you find them without trouble. They direct you directly to them.
Alrighty. Well, I partake in bathing for the next couple of hours or so while I wait for the evening meal to be prepared and ready, and then I think after the evening meal, take use of the beds that were made available to us and pass out for a long rest.
Yep.
Bill and Dean will pretty much do the same.
Okay. And Grom.
Yes.
Do the same, I'm guessing.
Yes.
And I'll quietly climb down in through a window into one of the rooms.
Are we in the same place where Vizok was, or is that a different place?
Vizok's still down in the food court. He's passed out underneath the table.
Okay.
So we got the same room that we had,
Yep.
what, 2 nights prior?
Whenever it was, a couple of nights ago.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Vernon goes to his room, lays out his arms and armor, checks them over for any damage one more time,
Mm-hmm.
heads to bed.
Easy enough, and you all get a long rest.
Hooray.
Yay!
Oh,
And I think we'll leave it there for this week.
Yep. Sounds
Good place I need to leave off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
See me
sitting
out.
here trying not to pass out.
Oh,
Yeah.
we've already
Like
lost
a long
Shay.
rest in real life.
Yeah.
Shay's already gone, so Shay's
yeah.
had to pass out.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
He went a few minutes ago.
That's good.
Yeah.
He was passed out in the tavern. He's passed out in real life.
Oh, well.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Taking roleplay to a whole new level.
Wait a minute. Have we gone through an entire night and not killed anything?
Yes,
Yeah.
we do that sometimes. That's
What
called
the
roleplay.
What is this?
I don't know.
He's
I'm shocked as well, Wes.
This isn't the
racist.
D&D I know.
He's managed to successfully infiltrate the camp and free Ilindir without any bloodshed.
And you guys thought we weren't going to do it.
It could have very easily gone the other way.
Oh,
yeah,
it
a
could have
couple of
very
dice
easily.
rolls and it could have gone way worse.
That was fine.
My rolls to see if they recognize any of you were terrible. They were all under 12s.
My
Damn.
long sword was ready. 200 dudes. It's no problem.
Plus whatever was hiding in the cave.
Your longsword
Yeah.
was ready. Yeah, my pitons were
I'm
ready.
basing everything off the parrying at the mill. You know? Vernon would have just sat in the entrance and you guys
Just
run away. and
parried
parry
everything.
Then a boulder gets dropped on top of him and squashes him.
further.
Alright, well, yeah, that's a good place to end it for tonight. That was a pretty,
Yeah.
that was a really good session.
Interesting.
I'm actually, I'm sad that Shay isn't here for it. I'm glad we got the whole Ilindir Visok confrontation out of the way.
For now.
For now.
Until he wakes up with a absolutely splitting headache.
It tries to drink the poisoned beer that's next to him.
Or Ilindir opens his mouth and says something completely stupid again.
Ilindir's trying. He's had a bit of a
Life-altering experience.
life-altering experience.
Is that what you call it?
Getting captured and being about to have your head cut off at dawn, yeah.
Yeah. Completely not expecting you guys to come from, like, the attitude that's been towards Ilindir. He didn't expect you guys to come back at all.
Vernon
Yeah,
never
little
leaves someone
faith.
behind.
The dearest tribe.
Yes, we are one big happy family.
Alright, well, yeah. Thanks everyone for watching tonight. Thanks, what is... Michael is an Ewok. That's what that's saying. You know what? People put their names together, and you're trying to figure out where the spaces should be. So, Michael as an Ewok did a raid earlier, which is very much appreciated. If you're still here, thank you heaps for that raid. Sorry I couldn't engage while you, like, verbally. I like to keep these streams very, story-orientated. Thank you for that follow as well, and thank you, Matthew Perkins, DM, for that follow as well. Very much appreciated. Yeah, this episode should be up on YouTube hopefully the next couple of days. We're make sure to, as has already put the link in chat for us.
Of course.
Thanks, Az. Make sure to, if you missed out any of the previous episodes, go check it out there. We'll also have a Lost Minds of... What was that one again?
Vandelver.
Vandelver. I know it's like Fen, I'm like, what is it again? Vandelver? Also got a run through of that as well, which was some good fun. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks everyone for being here. Hope you guys have a great evening, morning, whatever it is for you guys. From all the cast here, thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time. See you next Friday. Bye, peeps.
See ya.
Yeah.